Ladies love the skin.
Ow.
Bring it a little bit closer. The good skin, that is. That's why having a proper skincare routine is very important, and you need to feel Lapeef. The process is so easy, just 4 steps. You got your daily face wash. That's going to clean your face up nice and right. You got your exfoliator scrub. That's going to open up your pores. You got your AM moisturizer with the SPM 20, which is going to protect you from the sun. You also got your PM moisturizer, which is going to make sure your skin is protected throughout the night. Tej has tons of reviews from dedicated customers across the world. I know I said a lot, but it's okay, because guess what? It comes with an instruction card to explain to you in detail what to do morning and night. And because Tej is a sponsor, they're offering my family 30% off along with a free gift. Just click that link that's in the description and feel the Tej. Anyhow, let's go ahead and get this show started with the icebreaker, man. I ran across this post and I just was curious. I'm going to go around. This is hypothetical, right? So I understand that this may not be you, but if it was you, what would you do? If it was you, what would you do? So the post said, you have 3 minutes to search your partner's phone. What are you checking first? I'm going to go ahead and start with you, Closet Betty. Just hypothetically.
Hypothetically, I'd probably go to Maps first. I'd probably go to search history in Waze, because like in Waze or Maps, because people like to clean up their text messages and phone call log, but they forget about the locations. So first place I'm going to is locations, I guess. And after locations, I don't know, maybe social media, I guess. I don't know. I'm not trying to go through nobody's phone. But if I was to, and I really needed to find something like important, I'm not talking about like, another woman or something, like just something important. Those are the places I'm going. That's the detective in me. So that's just me.
I see Jasmine tried to go off camera real quick. Let's let go, hypothetically. And I know you have never done anything like this, but you got 3 minutes to search your partner's phone. What are you checking for first?
I would check her porn history. I would check.
What?
I would check her deleted text messages. And the third thing would be I can't think of a third thing. Because I would check her DMs. I would just check her DMs to see if she's responding to dudes, and like what type of responses is she giving to the dudes that are in her DM. Is her box full? Like, is it, or are she, you know what I'm saying? So I would see what's going on in her DMs.
Okay. Jasmine.
My bad. I had to realize that my oven has been on since 7 o'clock, cooking absolutely nothing. So I was like, what? Oh my God. But I'm probably gonna check deleted messages first for sure, and then deleted photos too. Like, I want to see who you sending dick pics out to.
Man, I know they still do that.
Man, he just like FedEx. He just sending out to everybody.
That's when they think like something impressive. They like, they want to show it to everybody.
Okay. What about you, Rosa?
I don't go through phones, man, but
it's a hypothetical. Just a hypothetical.
If I did, man, I'm gonna find the group chats between her and her friends, and I'm gonna hit the little exclamation point, the little icon, or the little information icon where you can see all the pictures and shit. and just tapping to that. But I mean, y'all do know you can delete the deleted photos, right? When you delete photos, it go to a delete album, and then you go to the album. I know because I mean, I'm not telling on myself, but you know what? Let me stop.
Yo, the group chat, that's it. I forgot about that part.
Yeah. Bree Rose, I'm gonna come to you. Just hypothetical, not saying you got a little bit crazy in you, but if you had 3 minutes to search your partner's phone, what you checking for first?
The group chat is definitely the first thing I'm going to because, you know, we spill a lot of things to our friends, but the group chat is first. Probably social media, but not really because you can clean it up. But yeah, no, group chat for me is it.
I think you can clean up anything, but most people that I know that are going through, they're trying to catch you off guard. So I mean, typically it probably wouldn't be at night, probably wouldn't be in your sleep because that's the time you're probably clean out, but it'll just be something like you honestly forgot your phone. And then you got to rush to go back home, and then they're trying to figure out why you was late for work because you weren't trying to leave your phone at the house. All right, go ahead, Shan Monet.
So I'm learning a lot tonight. I didn't know that there was a deleted folder.
What?
Didn't. I thought the maps things was pretty clever. I never used that. But I would say just the messages. I would go through the call logs and see who you contacted that day. I would go to Instagram, the DM. Yeah. And I would look for numbers that are not saved. Just the number to go through those because usually they'll try to be clever and not save it as a name. But I like those random numbers. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I got another one.
Mm-hmm.
I would check her my chart.
My chart?
What?
Hell?
What?
I mean, you should already know what her my chart look like because if
Yeah,
y'all down like that, girl, who's gonna share that with you?
I'm just thinking of stuff. That was a good one to think of, that, but I don't know what I'll be doing because I don't do all this stuff. But I was just thinking of something. I don't know what will be on there, but I don't know because if we together, I got what she got, so I don't know. I'm just thinking about some stuff.
You got what she got.
If we smashing, yeah.
Well, then what if she ain't got it and you just got it?
Not necessarily.
Well, how does it work? How do you not get it? I don't understand. Y'all using
It
condoms
happens.
every time?
Ask Magic Johnson.
Ooh. Well, yes, I would check her my chart to see if she has something. Because the thing about it is, depending on how early it is, and y'all just started smashing without a condom, you check her my chart, you see some stuff. You like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
Well, let go. If you go to the doctor, then you wouldn't have to find out by checking her my chart. You would already know.
If you don't have it and she had something, you check that to see if she got something.
You're supposed to look at that before y'all even get started. I'm confused here.
You share those results.
I'm just thinking of some stuff. We just having a hypothetical.
Just in case it could be because remember when why did we get married? She was like, shit, I been knew I had that shit. I was waiting on you to get your shot.
Wait, what? Oh yeah, she did say that. I'm just thinking about random stuff. I don't check phones. I don't know. I'm just trying to have fun.
Ladies, I'm just gonna say right now, save all the shenanigans, save them under spam, okay? You don't leave no numbers, not known. Save them under spam.
There's also a way to hide the hidden folder, FYI, guys.
Okay, go ahead.
Where is it though? Like,
look, I can share that information outside of the chat, but there is a way to hide the hidden folder, just so like if you ever want to see.
If y'all know all these things about hiding, that speaks to your character,
right? Y'all ain't gonna never have no man.
I have a child.
Y'all didn't have no man.
I worry about my child going through my phone.
Hey, you gonna blame it on your kids?
I'm gonna blame it on I'm gonna blame my hidden folder with my.
What
ain't no telling in there.
I got a secure folder too. It got all my crypto codes and all them in there. So
my password. I have a multitude of things in different spaces and places, but
y'all be hiding y'all OnlyFans.
In other words, y'all be cheating. It's okay.
No.
It's okay.
But I hate digging for dirt because I feel like you're gonna find something. I'm not even a person to do that. But if it's over, I'm nosy. I'm checking your bank apps. I'm checking to see who you've been sending money to and if you've been sending money to anyone at all outside of me.
Oh, and your Cash App. See who's been sending you money.
Your Cash App. your
Yeah.
Zelle. That's like
Yeah.
number one on my list. Like, because if it matters, then that's where some of the real shit is.
Yeah.
I'm checking your hidden album to see if there's any nudes of other women in there.
But
Why?
you like code for that, don't you? You can't just go into the hit. Like
I'ma
the
just tell
messenger
you,
But
folder,
we
you
man.
need
talking
a
about we
code.
have access, right? If I got access, I got the password. I'm in it.
Oh, okay.
We're not keeping them on our phone. It's 2024. We putting them on a hard drive somewhere.
No, that's worse on a hard drive.
A hard drive.
But I'm doing the Cash App, the hidden folder, and then I think that's it. Because if by the time I'm checking your phone, it's over anyway.
It's over.
I mean, yeah, because I don't check phones, and if there's any reason, like now, I just don't care, so I could just go be nuts.
I don't care.
I actually gave a girl my phone. I was getting the phone number or whatever. Well, and I gave her my phone to put her phone number. I said, let's check each other's we got 30 seconds to check each other's phone. So I'm putting my phone on your phone. You put your phone number in my phone, and we got 30 seconds to just go through each other's phone real quick. So if you can put your phone number in my phone fast enough, the rest of the seconds you can go through my phone. And she was like, okay. And women type fast, and she did it. And she started going through my stuff. I was like, give my damn phone. That shit was funny.
I'm surprised. None of y'all sisters said that y'all would check the Instagram Explore page.
Why? Every man's Instagram Explore page is the same. Asses.
What?
I'm sure chicks, right? Because it feeds it to you. Like,
Yours is probably chicks.
All right, Bruiser, show your Explore page right now, Bruiser.
Yeah, just put your Explore page up to the screen. Because I thought every dude's Explore page is a whole bunch of chicks.
All guys put their Explore page up to the screen.
Yeah,
I'm trying to see something.
Okay, now listen.
Listen,
I'm gonna show mine, but that means everybody got to show theirs too.
Okay.
Paul.
Is that a good? Do we agree?
I don't disagree.
Okay,
I'm gonna show mine first. That means everybody else
Which
got.
account you using, Bruiser?
Huh?
I said, which account you using?
I'm gonna go for my account, and then you gonna see me press the magnifying glass. But I'm only gonna do this as everybody else gonna do it. We agree? All the fellas. How about that? I ain't gonna even put the ladies on the hook since the men. All the fellas.
If y'all can see it.
Well, mine's a little. Yeah, mine's all over the place because I'm looking for topics.
You see basketball, right?
Mine is like workout chicks and squatting and stuff and
ass. Just say ass.
But they're workout chicks though, because I like looking at workout chicks.
That's a cover up. Just say you looking at ass.
I didn't say ass, yes, but they're doing something with their ass.
He gonna say they workout chicks. Of course, they got the best looking ass. That's why this is just workout chicks.
Duh. That's why I'm looking.
Just say you looking at ass the whole time.
But they're doing something productive, right? So that's the thing.
They showing you the cheeks moving with the weights.
With the weights, see, productivity.
Did you show it? You didn't show it, but you still got to show it though.
No,
I tried. You can't.
No,
really
you ain't try. We can see them card games, but we need to be able to see.
Why yours blurry? Everybody else.
See how he doing it? He don't even want to put it up to the camera. You know you can reach out there.
I have an actual camera. I'm not on my
He probably got
phone.
niggas on there.
I have an actual camera. Y'all losers. Y'all sitting on y'all phones.
All right, man.
We see P. Diddy on there, and we know what time it is.
Man, I'm gonna tell y'all one place though that I think it might be like a clever place to check would be to like log into the phone phone provider and check the call log.
Log into the who? What?
You got AT&T, Verizon. And
log into what though? What do you mean log in? You said
like log into the app
when
and download
when people pay their phone bill. When people pay their phone bill, they got to log into the app, right? And
but you gotta have a login to log in.
Well, you gotta have the fingerprint or a number, whatever. Once you go into the hidden folder as well.
I don't know.
We're saying we got all access, basically, though.
Yeah, yeah.
We have
Oh,
all
okay.
If you only got 3 minutes, you need to put your focus on just downloading the Spy app on a phone so you can have more than 3 minutes.
Yo,
Yeah, that way you got it
bro.
every
What?
time they do something. I'm putting a tracker on your shit, even though I
Right.
could probably share.
I would
my
use your
location.
3 minutes wisely. Go ahead and download the Spy app. You know,
None of y'all need a man.
Well,
You
I
wanna put
said I
that
don't
out there.
even do that, but
I'm
'cause
not
I
gonna
don't
do
care.
that.
I don't care enough to
Whatever.
look at it.
I'm just
Man.
saying.
How
We
do you know? If
hypothetically
you ain't never
speaking.
did it, how you know?
I didn't say
I've
I
done
never
it.
did it. I said I don't do it. I did it. I did it before. This was
See?
like over 10 years ago. I was young, you know,
They
and
didn't have
so
Spy app 10 years ago.
yes, they
They
did.
did.
They sure did.
How you know,
I
Bree?
did it. I
What is
promise you, I
wrong with
did it.
y'all?
Listen,
boyfriend that
let
I
me
had.
tell
who I
you,
was
I did
engaged
it.
to.
And even 10 years ago, and this was actually over 10 years ago, it was so good. It actually pulled the deleted pictures and texts. Once you delete them, the Spy app still grabbed them, you know, so you could still see them in real time. You could see where they were going. Like, oh man,
That's great.
it was a lot of access. I'm
No,
telling you that.
FBI.
I was able to get in there and
The
I was
fact that y'all
creating all
notice,
type of havoc.
Look, she's still going. I was able to get in there and do,
Yup.
bro.
It was over at that point, so I was just having fun because I was just like,
I
you
don't
know,
want
everybody
nobody even
down.
being done with me and having fun with my phone. Like
My
that's even
intuition,
worse.
my intuition
We
ain't gonna
break
lie. I
up,
looked at phones
and
after the fact just to
you
prove
know how
what I
you
already
break
knew.
up and y'all still have sex or something.
Yes, that's exactly what we was doing.
Right. And I go to, and then you put a Spy app on my phone, and we ain't even together no more. Like, what in the world? Y'all crazy. Like, that's even worse.
It was a long time ago. I'll never do it again.
I mean,
Okay.
we learn, we live
Lying.
and we learn.
Lying. No, we live and we lie. Not live, we learn.
y'all was
No, we
spying on
live and we
guys that
learn. I
y'all
would
was
never.
spying on guys
I
that
learned
wasn't
a
even
lot out of
committed.
that. I don't never want to do that to nobody because it became addictive and
Stressful.
drama. And
Yeah, I would never
It's
want to
See, I'm
do
up
that
here
again.
talking about
To be honest.
porn history, and y'all talking about spy apps and shit. Like, what in the world? I'm
Is it
in it.
porn history or browser history?
But what does her porn history tell you? You look at her porn history and she's looking
What
at
I
you.
she's
don't
like,
know.
what
I
she's
was
like.
just thinking about some stuff. I don't know. I'm just trying to
Let me
think of
help
some
you out,
stuff. I
Mr.
don't know.
Let Go. Let me help you out. Her porn
Browser
history
history,
will
I
tell
guess?
you. Her porn history will tell you other things that she might like that she might not be exposing to you.
Good
Exactly.
job. Good job. Thank you.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
what I'm saying.
You
And
go
that's
look at
you
my
gotta
you
be
go look at
careful
my
with
porn
porn
history and it
history.
says
Just
snuff
because they
porn. You're
watching
gonna be
something to
like,
get them off, do not mean that they want that.
Nah, that's BS.
That's
If
not.
you watching,
Oh.
nah, if you watching something that's getting you off, you want that.
well, you know
Well-
what? Oftentimes women watch porn for entertainment more than they do actually getting off. So that's the thing. Like,
Okay, give me an
personally, there's
example
certain
of something
genres of
that.
porn that I watch that I would never want anyone to do to me.
Give me
but
an
I like
example
watching
of something and
snuff porn.
keep the words.
I've liked watching snuff porn, but I don't want
Who?
that done to me.
What? Smurf porn.
Snuff.
Smurf porn. What the hell is Smurf porn?
Purple,
Snuff.
Look,
purple
Smurfs
midgets?
fucking? So it's
Snuff.
like, wait, you can look up Smurfs fucking. I gotta
I
see
didn't
this.
say
Oh,
Smurf.
hell.
I didn't say Smurf. I said snuff. Snuff porn.
I was about to say, I'm like, Smurfs? What? Okay.
Snuff
What the hell
porn
is
is
snuff?
like
People
asphyxiation,
who eat snuff?
ejaculation
and
by asphyxiation for women and men. Like I'm about to almost kill you, type shit, choking you out.
You talking about ejaculating somebody until they can't no more or something?
It's ejaculation by asphyxiation. It's choking.
Oh, bonding them and then ejaculating them.
Choking
no, I
them.
don't-
You
So
choking them.
milk-
You choking them out.
choking.
It's kind of scary a little bit, but it's entertaining to me more
Does
than
that
it is.
mean-
Okay, so let me ask you:
a
Do you like
psychomaniac?
to be choked?
She likes
Does that mean you're a
I'm telling you, I'm not
psychomaniac?
saying I
Like to
like to be
dominate.
choked out until I die.
I'm not saying do you
She
like to
likes
be
to
choked,
dominate.
but do you like to be choked?
Yeah, a little bit, but not like.
Okay,
not
so
like on
whenever
that
you watch
porn.
porn, you usually go to the extreme because it's a turn on.
Actually, to be honest with you, that shit doesn't turn me on. It's very just entertaining. I just be like, damn, that's just crazy.
So you just be sitting there with your rolls, like, and then they could be on the screen like,
Well, no, because I don't always turn on porn. I have different reasons. Like I said, it could be a form of entertainment for me. I'd rather look at my own videos and nudes and rub one out before I actually.
hold on, wait, whoa.
Facts.
Yeah, I love my own person.
Lord have mercy. Let me back off.
Ain't nothing wrong with that. I actually went down an ugly rabbit hole that I wish I never went down. I wanted to see, this might sound crazy, but I just wanted to see it. I wanted to see like dark skinned girls pushing whipped cream out their butts, right?
Oh,
And I was like, ooh,
Okay.
that was like super sexy. You know how like you go to a place and then it comes out in the machine, it comes out the same way. I was like, ooh, that
Oh,
it
it
was
comes
so
out like it comes out the squirter, like out the
like the
saucer.
thing, right? And I was like,
Okay.
yo, and there's another girl who had something, you know, and it came out, and I was like, ooh, do you know I went down, you know how it's a bunch of them, and you go down and down and down.
The
It
suggested
went
videos.
it went to cereal, and it was like disgusting. I was like, ugh! So it literally ruined my whole brain. It was disgusting. It went to
Right,
cereal.
because you weren't doing it to get off. You were just doing it to just
Yeah,
like, oh,
I just
Hold on.
because
So
you know how
you hold
see
on. Let me
another
get this
video
straight.
and another video, and you're like, what the hell is that? And it was Fruit Loops. I was like, what?
So let me get this straight. You said you got a fetish of dark skinned girls pushing whipped cream out of their butt.
Yeah, I don't
That's
have
your
a
fetish?
fetish. It's not a fetish. I wanted to see it, and when I see it, I was
Oh,
like,
you want the
ooh.
experience?
Huh?
You want the experience?
No, I don't know. That's I don't know.
Y'all capping, bro.
That's
I'm
weird.
telling you, bro. Whatever I
Weird.
watch, man. Listen, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be probably the honest motherfucker. All right?
Because
Whatever I
once
watch,
it's way in
I
there,
watch
I'm
what I want to
sure
do.
something is going to come out with it. I don't want to go way in there. That's
I'm gonna
nasty.
tell you right now. When I watch shit, exotic shit, porn shit. Excuse my language. I'm watching things that I might not be able to accomplish in my own bedroom.
That's what I just was.
I'm compensating for things that, you know, me and
But-
my spouse may not have, or she might not have be comfortable with, or things that we might not have gotten to that we are
That's kinda
probably
like what I'm
working on.
saying. I don't want
So
a girl.
just be
put
honest,
that
man.
out
If you like the whipped cream coming out of her butt, just say that. Just say that's what you like, bro.
I wouldn't do that to a woman, bro. Like she might end up being in the hospital. These people are weird.
You
Like,
probably want to
what
eat.
I
You probably
want
want
to
to eat
do.
ass. That's probably a part of it.
You want to lick the
Yes.
whip? That's
Yes,
cool.
And you
I would
probably
love
want
to
to put
do
your
that,
pecker in
but
there
I
too,
wouldn't-
right?
Now we
I
got the
wouldn't
point.
put I
I would
wouldn't
like to
put
lick
a
some
woman
whipped
through
cream.
that because I don't know what it would do to her. But
You
yeah,
probably want to put your pecker in there too, right?
nah.
You capping, bro. You
I
capping.
love a woman's ass, so I would love to eat whipped cream out of the girl's ass, but I wouldn't do that
Shit,
because
high five.
I don't know
High five
what
to
it
you.
would do to the woman, huh?
I said high five to you for that one.
Yeah, I would love to do that.
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Shit, ain't nobody judging.
But my thing is, what would it do to the woman? Like, I don't know, like the after effects. I don't have to deal with all that shit, and I got to deal with a woman who got to go to the hospital because she got all this shit up in her ass.
Because I done sprayed whipped cream in her booty.
Right, she in the hospital, man. What's wrong? I got whipped cream. No, I'm not going through all that.
Have y'all ever heard of those ER stories where people?
Yeah. I got a bowling ball in there. How the hell did you get a ball? You know, it's some crazy shit.
y'all wild, man.
As
You
long as
guys,
it's not a hamster, right?
yeah.
But the whipped cream ladies, like that shit is beautiful. And somebody asked why dark skinned girls? Because of the contrast. And I don't really like white girls. So yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Well, on this video I'm about to play, I got a dark skinned girl for you, Mr. Let Go. You guys tuning in. Welcome to Lapeef. Let's talk. Just hit the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. The Will came in 499 says oven on since 7 a.m. House hot as hell. LOL. Talking about Jasmine. Harrison Davis 499 says salute. I know App had him around here somewhere. So I guess he's gonna be looking for it. Gentleman Status 499 says welcome back, Darwin M, aka Bruiser. Good to see you, brother. Harrison Davis said, evening, ladies. Happy to see Morpheus, aka Bruiser. Salute, brother. All right. Appreciate all the support. Let's go ahead and get into our first video. So I ran across this video too, and I kind of want to get you guys' thoughts, just immediate thoughts. I know I saw the comments, and there was some more news that had broke surrounding it, but just I'm gonna go ahead and play it. Here we go.
I'll show your ass. Drewski, would you like to see? Yeah, I'm ready. Go ahead and take your blindfold off. All right, but...
Why you quiet?
Nah, I'm just in shock.
What you in shock about?
Damn. Okay. Can you get 360? Yeah, can I get 360 real quick? God damn. Okay. It's just. Wait, huh?
What's the problem?
Nah, I'm good. I'm just.
I don't like the silence. It's scaring me. Like,
Nah. I fuck with it. I like lace red. I like
toes,
yeah.
nails,
Hell
hair.
yeah.
Like, what's going on? Titties, body sitting.
No cap though. The body crazy. I'm just.
Insane.
Some of the features are kind of.
Wait, what the fuck?
What's going on?
Nah, it's just.
Hands. What you mean the features, Brody?
Nah, she like when I felt the hands, I ain't get to see them.
What the
bro?
fuck? I bought her for you, bro.
What are you talking about? Like, what's going on?
Why they said jawline?
Wait, whoa.
What the? Nah.
No.
100% woman. Fuck out of here.
No, Drew, you good.
Come back.
Drew, you good.
You dragging it.
Drew, you good.
You dragging it.
Why they say that?
All right. I just want to get you guys just from seeing that clip. What did you think, Shamoneh?
So I'm assuming that he thought maybe she was trans or something. Is that what he thought?
Yeah, I'm
But
confused.
why
What
do
was
you
he
think
supposed
he-
to be looking at?
But why though? Why do you think?
Oh, he said something about her hands, right?
Why
and
do
I
you
guess
think he thought that?
maybe she has strong features. I don't know because I couldn't see it really well. So I was trying to get a good look at how she looked and see what he saw. But
She had saying she had rough hands, like real.
It
rough
looked like
hands.
Bree froze.
it looked like what?
I see what he saw.
So what did he see? Because I didn't see it.
Well, her face looked a little. I mean, her body looked amazing. But she
Well,
did. Look a little,
I'm just gonna say this.
Hold on. I'm gonna hear what she said. You said
go ahead.
her body was nice, but what?
she looked a little mannish around the jawline and the face. She looked a little.
Oh, she had a strong jaw. Yeah. Okay, I get you. So so to ask me, I've had a person who I've known who has that type of jawline, and she was 100% woman. So I don't think we can just say because of that makes that person a man.
Well, she wasn't 100% woman though in the video.
She wasn't. Oh, you saw the rest of it? They confirmed that was confirmed or something?
I
Or
seen the
you
rest
just
of
saying
it.
that off your personal opinion?
I seen the rest of it when she stood up. That was
What did
I
you
didn't
see?
see a dick. You
a
saw
fake
you
ass.
saw Chuck dick?
She's
Well,
not
fake
100% woman.
butt.
She got a fake ass. She's 95% woman because 95% Play-Doh.
Oh, okay. I get it. Good to know.
Okay, so from because I've known somebody who's had a strong jawline like that, I would not say that person is necessarily a man. Now if she had an Adam's apple to match, okay. But I was confused on whether it was her face that he didn't like or what it was. But after
Okay.
he continued, I noticed that he was thinking, okay, y'all got a man in front of me. But because I've known people who have those strong jawlines, that can't be the only thing that you go by to say that this is a
No. Hold on real quick. I just want to get you guys without his reaction. Just what did you guys think about it?
I thought she was a nice. I mean, she should have had some clothes on, but I think that I didn't see anything wrong with her.
Okay. Pink Pineapple, you said her face was a little bit strong.
Yeah, I didn't think she looked like a man though, but I very honestly, in this day and age, you do not know. I know a lot of trans men, not a lot, but I know at least a handful of trans men that look like women. And unless you were fucking them or whatever, you wouldn't know. Because I'm talking about jawline, face, ass, titties, the physical features that you would assume were naturally a woman. They have that. And they have a soft face or they have a face full of makeup that leads you to believe they look like or more feminine like a woman. So I don't know. It's really hard to tell. What was he supposed to be choosing, I guess, was the thing. Was he supposed to be able to, what was the whole gig about the video? That's what I didn't know because I saw it earlier online.
Well, they were playing like some type of dating game or something where you blindfolded and I guess you get to feel a woman before you see her. And then once you pull it off, So did you think that that she should have had herself in that situation? Did you find anything wrong with that?
No, because my thing is, people are gonna judge. Like, if you have any manly trait, there's a possibility, especially when you're on a platform like that, that a man or nigga or somebody goofy gonna say some wild shit about you possibly being a nigga. So it's kind of like you got to take it with a grain of salt. It's a funny, comical opportunity for us to talk shit and have a good time. You might have a whole lot of ass, but you got that dick tuck too. So
okay.
Ain't no telling.
Well, she clarified it though. She said that she wasn't, you know.
That don't mean shit.
Well,
So
it's, even if it doesn't mean it, right? Let's just say that she is fully woman, which I do believe she is. That y'all making her feel like right now, like come on.
No, she's making herself feel like shit, and it's kind of like
she just showed up.
She's making herself feel like shit. See,
but how?
I'm explaining it.
Okay.
One, like I said, when you show up not 100% woman, you got a big ass wig on, you got a BBL, and you got big ass titties. We as men know that few black women, it's some that come with a big ass and big titties and small waist. Because usually big ass, big titties, she's gonna be big everywhere, right? It just doesn't usually happen, right? So if you got big titties, you got a big ass, and you got a wig on, you might be anything. So I'm not gonna trust it because one, why are you showing up with all this fake shit on? You know what I mean? So the thing about it is, I am always gonna be team natural, wear your own goddamn hair. Like, what you hiding? Because that's really what he was thinking. What are you like? I don't know what's going on. You like you hiding something. So it's like, this is what's crazy. She's half naked. So she's showing her body, but hiding her face. Like, the shit is crazy. So that's my whole thing. Like, it's just is you are dressed like a trans woman. Put it like that.
So
what is a trans woman? Doesn't a trans woman dress like
dress more like a
trans
stripper?
people?
Dress like a stripper, yes.
More like a stripper.
No, they're dressing like trans people. So you need to
that was a thing.
go hang out with them.
If that's the case, most women dress like
like you go to the club, that's what you see. So now I'm confused in general.
Because trans women dress like women.
I think
They
you're
look
more
like
trying to
trans
say,
women in the club.
I
I
think
think you're more trying to say like dress like a drag queen or something like that. Because you know, drag queen.
That's the same thing though. And then when he was like, and then when she was like, "What do you mean?" I was like, "Oh, okay, there might be a dude because she's a little like y'all don't act like that." Yeah, she was just a little, you know, like those people act like women, and you know, women don't act; they're just themselves. You know, I've never seen any of y'all like, "What do you mean?" It's just too much. So no, she needs to be. She need to go over there with them, whether she is or not. Like, and stay over there.
All right, so Mr. Red Gold, you've never dated a woman that wore weave or fake nails?
Not like her. I don't do the BBLs. I don't do the wigs. I don't do all that shit. You know what I'm
dated
saying?
a woman with fake hair. This nigga capping.
I'm not gonna say I haven't, but
If you don't do it.
I said I don't do that. So if I run into a woman that is wearing it well, and sometimes you can't tell she got BBL because you know it ain't huge like the woman's. Yeah, I don't smash women with BBLs, but oftentimes I like natural women who don't wear all that shit because it's one thing if you're on social media, some women want to wear all that stuff, but if you just out and you wearing all that bullshit, I don't want you because I don't know. I ain't even gonna say why, but no, I don't want you.
Okay, so you do make
media is one thing.
Okay, so you do make some exceptions.
Yeah, you know, a influencer or whatever might DM me like, "What's up?" Da, da, da. And and I know that she dresses normal when she's not on online. It's a little difference, you know. Yeah.
What the hell is this nigga talking about?
Would you like to elaborate, or you just gonna babble, or what are you talking about, bro?
What are you talking about? if she's not that in real life, but she's got a cartoonishly big ass on
I said
Instagram.
wig.
What
I said
these
wig.
cartoonish wigs on Instagram, but
Wig.
life,
Wig.
normal.
A woman will doll herself up if she's in media, if she's on a show. I've dated a woman that actually, was on a show. I ain't got no problem with if she dresses like that, but if she's like that all the time, I don't want her.
So according to you, it's okay for them to dress like
a model before. She
So
doesn't dress like that.
So
when
according to
she's
you, it's okay for them to dress like trans women, like you just said, as long as they doing it for TV and show. But in
Yes.
person,
I'm just gonna say yes because you're just trying to say some dumb shit. So whatever you say is yes, whatever. So we can move on. Because you just be trying
that's
to say
not dumb. You just sat here and said all that shit about what that
I
woman
said
had
if she
on,
wears it
and
well,
then say,
I said that woman and women like her look like trans women. I didn't say all women who wear wigs and all this stuff. Women who look like that.
but you
Who act like
delineated between the two when you said it's okay for her to look like that
I
online.
didn't say look like that. I literally said if she knows how to wear herself and handle
got it,
herself,
bro.
that's a little
You got
different.
it. You
And
got
that woman in the video is totally different than a typical woman.
Am I the
I
only
don't
one
like
tripping here?
that.
All right, let me go ahead and get some of these other folks in there. Go ahead, Ruth. What are your thoughts about it? I know you've been sitting back. You saw that video. What were your immediate thoughts?
I mean, I thought it was a woman, and so she was like, like almost when you look back, you're like, did it work? Did I convince you? So she was just like,
Right.
she was unsure that,
Yes.
but yeah, it was too big for her legs. That's what I had to say. It was. It's like a hand.
All right, go ahead, Bree.
I'm still stuck on what he said about trans women dressing like that. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's like almost you can't wear certain things outside if you're being compared to other people. So I'm just stuck on his comment. But like she mentioned just a couple of minutes ago, I wouldn't even put myself in that boat. It was so many dudes, first off, in one setting, and she was by herself. Let's start there. That's already uncomfortable. It's just
She looked comfortable.
not.
She was lifting her leg up. What was she?
That's what I'm saying. She's just doing too much. Like
Well,
that
she just wanted to be seen, so she just wanted to be on camera. I wish I just knew more details.
But is that a typical woman's behavior and body language and all that?
when you go on
it looks like
when you
a
go on
woman
these shows with these niggas? Hell yeah, that's
that
how
looked like a dude trying to act like a woman and look like a woman. That's all I'm saying. And I would never date a chick that looks and acts like a woman. I want a woman that is herself and is not trying to portray herself. She's looking like she's like, did it work? Did it work? Like Ruth said, like, no, that's weird. Just be yourself. The acting part.
So did it have anything to do with her being dark skinned? Okay, because it was
kicking her leg up and and what she got on. Like, what is she doing?
Yeah, it was something that came out that said that that fans were calling them two out, Drewski and Kai, for alleged colorism after they joked about a female guest having manly features.
What?
What does color have to do with manly features?
What that got to do with manly features?
I don't know. This is what it said.
She got a BBL, fake titties, and fake hair,
And a
and
strong
you gotta be
jawline.
careful these days. And a strong
I would,
jawline.
I would,
And
I
she
would,
kicked her leg up in the air like a weirdo.
I would argue that she should be the one should be attacked or whatever for colorism, because if you look at her face, the color of her face and the color of the rest of her body, you can clearly see that her face is lighter than the rest of her skin. So she might not be okay with her own skin complexion.
She need to be attacked for mannerism.
I mean, think about it. If you pull that up and just hit pause, JR, you can see.
Oh, you're right.
Contrast between her face. Her face is damn near red bone, damn near.
Look at her titties,
and her titty and stomach is almost like chocolate.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
look at her hand.
And here's the crazy part, though, because they saying it's colorism, but he was questioning her before he even took the blindfold off. When he felt her strong ass grip in her sandpaper hands, he was already questioning her. And this is according to him. He said she had sandpaper hands.
And we do live in a society where you can have surgery and people will say that they're 100% women.
Right.
Even if they
Right.
were born male. So,
Right.
but she does seem to present herself for recreational use, flat out. Women can have a jawline. I know I heard Shan say something about a jawline. Women can have a jawline. In fact, women with angles in their face is more flattering, and it associates with fitness and being at a healthy weight. I challenge all the women on this panel, who are currently overweight, if you can be honest with yourself, and I assume you know how to tell if you're overweight now. I challenge you, look at your jawlines when you were around, let's say 18 and 20, or within your most flattering weight range, and you'll see that you have a jawline at that point.
I'm gonna challenge you on that, because as women get older and we lose collagen, not all women going to be able to retain those angle features.
So you agree? I get it. You're right.
Yeah. So sometimes it don't have to do necessarily with being overweight, but really just because we getting older, and you got saggers and you got hollowers, and some women when they age they go hollow, and some women when they age they sag. So, and they can still be small. So
if you start doing fitness and start taking protein and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff compensate for the sagness under there right around your throat. You start getting that. You start developing that that strong jawline whenever you start getting into like fitness competitions and starting to compete.
Well,
I
that's
see
because
women in
when
their
you
50s that's keeping a jaw.
Yeah, but that's real
Don't they take
temporary though. Like I
steroids,
got really good
Yeah,
friends.
it's temporary so long as you continue to maintain that type of activity in the
I
gym.
can get
But
Botox
they
in my
don't
neck too.
maintain that type of activity. They do it for the competition. So when they're depleting when they're doing that right after the competition, but a lot of them put on 10 to 20 pounds until it's time to train for the next competition. So it's a very temporary thing to have that stage presence and be able to do that. But it's not. It's really hard to sustain that.
I know it's hard. It's work. You gotta do the work.
But yeah, that was not colorism. That was mannerism. She looked like a damn man, mainly because of all this stupid shit that she's done to her body. Like those women need to be put in a damn I don't know. I'm not even gonna say they need to be separated from the rest of the people. If you want to walk around with all that stupid shit
They
on,
just want to look
with
good
a
and they want
big
to feel
ass,
good.
fake ass, and, and it don't
I
match the
understand.
legs, you need to go live over here.
Overdoing it is one thing, and doing it
Trust me, Mr. Lego. When you on your drink, that bottle, trust me, you be probably messing with the ones with the fake asses.
Nah, I don't drink like that. So no, not even then.
You changing car tires and eating ass, bro.
He would.
And then you got to think about this. Me, somebody that likes to eat ass. I don't want no big old fake.
What do you
ass.
get out of that, bro? I never meant like, what do you get out of eating ass? That's supposed to be something for her, and I don't even know if all the women even like that.
Bro. That's what I'm saying. I don't want no fake booty. Like that shit is disgusting to me. I want a real jiggly woman's booty. I like.
But if it's fake though, I think the anus, the brown eye still stays, right? Like they don't change out the brown eye, do they?
The cheeks are more important than everything, bro. It's about the cheeks.
So you eating it? You ain't even eating it right then, bro. That's why you ain't got your girl,
bro.
You supposed to eat the eye,
bro. First of all, you eat everything, but the thing about it is,
man,
he had him stumbling, bro. He said,
"You over there fumbling around the hole, and you ain't even on it, bro. You off target,
bro. You kiss the cheeks, you do all that shit. But if she got a fake ass, I don't even want to get between the damn cheeks.
You got to go for the hole, bro. You off.
Hey, Bruiser. He know damn well if old girl was on this panel right now, he'd be sending her cash apps or asking for cash apps, buying tires, just like he do every other chick that come on this panel.
What's wrong with him buying tires? He better be doing something. Was that another conversation that I missed? You buy tires for bitches who catch flats?
So wait,
I ain't getting no tires yet.
Look at it. You want to buy slow.
You actually think I would be flirting with some
Absolutely.
that look like that.
You would have flirted with her if she
So
was
you
on.
think I with everybody.
You would have flirted with her. I
Yeah,
guarantee.
like we seen the girls that you be trying to fly out, bro. You most definitely
seen
would
the
have been
girls?
cooking for your Cocoa Puffs.
Wait. What do you mean you seen the girls? Where you see the
Bro,
girls?
we seen, bro. Me and Sweeney been watching you. We've been on panels with you. We know how you be, bro.
I'm trying to fly out on a panel. What are you
tried to
talking
get
about?
you tried to get one country cookie out here. Come on, man.
I ain't flying nobody out. What is you talking about? Bro, you ain't seen me flew nobody out. What are you talking about?
No, I haven't, but I did see you try to go for cookie though. Just say it.
It wasn't for lack of trying.
All right, let's get Closet Baddie in there on the video. What was your media thoughts about it?
I mean, maybe it's because I'm blonde today, but I was completely lost. I didn't know what was going on. When we turn in this video, I see a bunch of dudes. I see some half-dressed chick. You know, Drewski looked like he ain't had no words. He had lots of words. He just looking. So, I mean, I don't really know what to think. I don't know what was going on. To be honest with you, you said it was some kind of like dating game where you touched a girl, and then you unblindfold her. I don't know, man. I don't have much to say about this one because I'm confused. I don't know what's going on.
I was lost too. That's why I was
yeah.
What the fuck is he supposed to
I know we can talk about like the people in the room. I mean, the way she was dressed, obviously, she got that whole for the streets vibe, kind of, sort of. It was a lot going on there. And I think individually, okay, but I mean, she had a lot. She had like full face makeup, full wig, you know what I mean? Bodied, see-through outfit. It was a lot. It was a lot. So, I mean, I guess she's not looking for a husband. I don't know.
Hands darker than her face. She just looked like a dude.
Now, y'all really coming down on her. Jasmine, what were your thoughts about it, man?
I feel like she was sucking dick after that. That's what I think.
You probably gave head to everybody.
I think she was sucking dick when the camera went up. That's just my personal.
I totally agree. Totally agree.
All right, go ahead, Jasmine.
Man or not.
Huh?
Oh, no, don't do that. Don't do that.
I was actually about to talk about the video when you saw it.
You said what? Oh. Yeah, no. It kind of reminds me of those like videos I've been seeing recently where like they walk into a room and then like if you like them or not, you'll like pop the balloon. So it's like that little reaction thing. So you really gotta have some tough skin for these type of videos. So she probably already knew like she gonna get some really strong reactions just because she, like you said, she like a blow up doll, like in the way she's building everything. But she already knew she was gonna get some type of like real. And Drewski already like one of those people is like really funny, so I already.
Yeah, he's gonna talk about you. Regardless.
He was gonna talk some shit, but she's not like a. She don't give trends though. She definitely don't give trends. She gives today's time of women that are overdoing it. Like I feel like all the girls on this panel, they're not overdoing it, but I've seen a lot of girls out here over.
Those outfits used to be sold in beauty supply stores, and now they're on Fashion Nova for
$40. They own it for $40.
You could find those same stocking-like outfits at the beauty supply, but I thought they were like stripper outfits, and now people wear them outside.
And that rainbow, don't forget about rainbow.
Oh, yep.
Oh yes, rainbow. Yes, I'll commend her though. At least her butt matched her thighs. I don't like seeing these butts that don't match the thighs. I don't know. It'd be weird. Like now the foundation might be off.
Yeah, go back to where she was standing up.
I don't think they.
No. Leave them little ass legs. No. They don't match. That's what I'm saying. That's a dude.
They don't match. And that's the thing. After a certain age, you're not gonna have a butt that sit up that high and not have no definition in your thighs.
Right.
Like that's like nearly impossible.
That was a brother from another mother.
I would say the BBLs has just made it easier for men who want to be women conceal themselves because now those BBLs is giving them the same kind of back size as some of these women are having. So it's now you got to use. You got guys out here that don't mind having BBLs. Now you got to use discernment.
But you know what though?
Right.
The reason, because I know a lot of y'all said that it doesn't give y'all trans, but let me explain why trans was one of the first things that came to men's mind. Because the way that those women dress today, closed the gap between them and how
Right.
trans women dress. So
Yeah.
like now, especially in Atlanta, like you seen them, like they dress just like that. They go out and get the BBLs, they go out and get their titties done, they go out and get their hair, and they do all the makeup and stuff so they can look the closest to what they think women look like. And what happened is our women started looking just like them. So now you can't tell the difference between them. So when Drewski felt her rough hands, and then she took off he took off his blindfold, and then he saw her jawline and stuff, and then he looked in the chat. I think he thought the chat already knew that she was a man, so it was like it was fucking with him because he was looking at the chat like, wait a minute, I know y'all didn't just set me up with a dude. That's why what the hell is the name? Kai Cenat was like, no, I swear she a woman. I swear she a woman. Was because not only was the chat fucking with him, but then everybody in the room laughing, and he was like, nah. And on top of that, she dressed like a sex worker because that's what she is. That's what she was
And
doing.
then the dude jumped up and said, "No, I'm a woman." So the dude,
you can't call her a dude if you don't know that for sure, man. Don't be calling her.
You cannot know that for sure. Can I ask y'all men a question? How do y'all
walk
really
like a
know
dude, look
if
like
a
a
man has
dude,
completely
walk-
did the change? Like that's you know.
They
Oh, say
got
it again?
a whole vaginal canal. Now.
Yeah.
Right. Like how do y'all
They
know?
have
For real,
turned their
for real.
dick inside
Well,
out.
there was this
They
one
have a
guy.
vaginal
There was this one guy on TikTok that said he took one for the team, and he said that he took one for the team and actually dealt with a trans woman, and he said that the angle is wrong. He said the body don't feel the same, and he said where they shove all the parts in is not. He said, she asked, so I'm just giving her what he said. He said that it's not in the same spot where an actual vagina is. So you can tell because of the angle in which that's what he said.
I'm sure
he took one for the
it doesn't get
Yeah,
wet.
dude, he came out and said, I
for the
took
team.
one for the team to find out. And I think it might have been a white dude.
So is he
Sound
gay
like
now?
he turned gay for
He
the
gay.
team.
He gay?
Well,
That
no,
could be- we as the male community was like, hey, bro.
All right,
So
let me
he
go
turned
ahead
gay
and
for the team?
let me go ahead and play this other video. I don't like this.
He said, I don't like
Get
this.
away from this dude.
I don't like this conversation anymore.
Dude with a wig.
Yeah.
It was a white dude though, so it wasn't.
They
It
were
wasn't
touching
one of the
dicks.
brothers.
That's why I did it.
Inside out or not, they were touching dicks.
Okay, well, I'm gonna play another video from there as well. I'm gonna get you guys thoughts.
Oh, already? Okay. 1 through 10. And you didn't even really see her eyes yet. 1 through 10. Yeah.
9.5.
All right, here we go. Why the 0.5? What's off that you can't feel like that? What you didn't see the eyes yet? It's the eyes.
Yeah, you
It's
see
the
the
eyes.
eyes. Not even that though. They just when I said, bro, we could go up on the mission for me, that'll prove everything.
What you look? I know it. You don't take trips. You take missions. Okay, now Zoe, it's almost your time. Okay. All right, take off that blindfold. Let me
Somebody get back there. Get back there.
Yes, it's time, Zoe. Take it off. Take it off, baby. It's time. It's time. You gonna like what you see?
Ready now.
Talk your shit. Hey, claps in the chat. Claps in the chat. Claps in the chat. It's a match. It's a match. It's a match. It's a match. Talk your shit.
She look like she want to beat his ass.
What'd she say?
She said, y'all called me out here for this.
Hold on.
Talk your shit, bro. I come out here for this, right? What? Huh? Y'all flew out. Y'all flew out. Wait, whoa. Wait, hold on.
Clearly, I can't see shit.
My shit's still under the blindfold. No, wait, hold on. My shit's still under the blindfold.
Oh, she from the Bronx.
What's the good side? Just give us the good side. The good side. Come on, what's good? The pros and cons. The pros. Don't give us the cons. The pros. Give us the good side, not the cons.
Got a nice little tack on. I like it. This is nice.
Oh, I said
You see like a nigga in a Nike tag. Could have been records.
He's a business. I told you, nigga. He's a business. That's what I said. You said you like dreads?
Yeah. Shake your dreads. Shake your dreads.
Shake your
Shake
dreads.
your dreads.
Come on. That's that. It's a perfect match.
Oh, that's Chris.
Let's move on. It's a perfect match. Perfect match.
So what you think? Right, I can see.
It's a perfect match.
Talk your shit.
You want to get out?
How old are you?
Shit, man, I'm too bad. I'm 25.
Huh?
He however old you need him to be.
Yeah.
No, how old are you?
No, 25.
That nigga's not
25.
25.
You 25.
Yo,
Nigga gonna stand on business. A nigga gonna stand on business,
Hey, look,
nigga.
he bite. He bite.
Yeah, he bite, nigga. Don't play.
He bite. Show us something.
You bite like a dog. Come on.
What you mean?
Don't be shy now, nigga.
I think you're making him nervous.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's already a good match, bro.
No, wait.
Hold
Hold on.
Let him do the rest in private, bro.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah,
Let him do the rest in private and talk upstairs or whatever, bro.
He really a good nigga for real.
Bro, guy, bro, look, bro, right handed guy, bro, I'm a good ass nigga, bro. I treat you right and everything. Bro.
That's a fact. That's a fact. That's what I'm saying. Ladies, and this for all the ladies out there. It ain't always about the first look and all that.
And you got
He might be a good nigga, bro. What's in here? Stop playing.
What's in here?
That's what it's about.
Literally.
All right.
I'm
Well,
popping the balloon.
Why is it every time if it's a woman, you gotta, everything gotta be on point. But when it's a man, it's about what's in here. It's about what's in here. Come on. Same thing.
They was clowning her. They wasn't serious, man. They was clowning the shit out of that dude.
It was all a joke in the first place. They knew any woman that fucking took the blindfold off wasn't gonna be fucking interested.
Can I ask y'all a question though?
Them is not his friends.
I bet none of y'all thought she was a man.
She was masculine. No, I didn't think she was a man.
She was masculine, yeah, but that is what I was saying. She was just being herself, right? So you either like it or you don't. She's not acting like a woman. Women don't act like the first chick. They don't do that. They somewhat act like this chick a little bit. She was kind of like slumped over. She was just being herself. She wasn't doing all this crazy shit. She was just being herself. She was
trying to convince yourself that first one was a man, ain't you? You are so dead set.
No, I'm just saying, like, women don't act like women. They just be
not all
themselves.
women act like the second woman either, because you can still uphold yourself like a lady and not be sitting there looking like a man.
But you
with
could
your
tell
legs
she wasn't putting on an
spread
act.
wide,
Is all I'm
and
saying.
she had a flat chest, so now gotta be a woman. Like, I don't know. It
That's
could've been a
another
man
thing,
there,
too.
How about both of them could have been men?
No, I don't think the second was a man at all.
I don't think so either. I'm just fucking with you.
Because if it was a dude, he would have been acting extremely flamboyant, is all I'm saying.
Nah.
Go ahead, Closet Batty.
They bogus. That's not his. Those are not his friends. They already knew what was up, and and it's not even the fact that he wasn't that attractive, but it don't look like he did none to his hair. Like it was like everything. He just wasn't even groomed. I don't know, man. And then when he started talking, oh my goodness, I was cringing.
Hey, leave them country people alone, man.
I love me a country
I'm a
man.
Midwest girl. I mean,
He looks like the dude that you send to the store.
No, he look like Don Zelli. Y'all remember Don Zelli?
He's one of the store runners. When everybody at the house, hey, go to the store real quick.
He looked like a duffel bag boy, for real. He dressed like a teenager. I'm with Closet Batty. He wasn't groomed. He's wearing a Nike jogging suit. I mean,
he said he was 25, but he looked 40. Did y'all catch that? That she had to ask him twice, like, "How old are you? How old are you?" Like,
he looked like he had a hard life.
I'm gonna take care of on everything.
He didn't
see that. Man.
Any man that tells y'all I'm gonna take care of you on everything ain't gonna take care of you.
This dude
I
don't
ain't
even
doing
know
nothing
from
on
everything.
everything.
He already vowing to take care of her on everything I love. I'll take care of you
on everything I love. I'm gonna take care of you. I don't even know you.
That's how he look. Y'all remember old boy from Three Strikes?
That's the same dude that was on Fat Beach, ain't it?
Yup.
The same little mini locks and everything.
Y'all could tell she was mad. She wanted to go home.
She was mad as hell.
I would have went home too. It was
And I
playing
know
with
why, I
everybody.
know why she told dude to take the thing off from the back. I don't know if y'all caught that. Because it's not like she could have slid it up because she had them curls that lay down on the skin on the front.
Oh yeah, the little fake baby hairs.
Baby hairs.
Why they gotta be fake?
You know damn well them big ass baby hairs ain't real.
My big baby hairs is real. Why can't hers be real?
You ain't got no big baby hairs.
From TLC with the
When
when
you
she had the
swoop them,
thing
they
on.
big.
Yes.
You got like double
You just gotta
baby
color
hairs.
it.
The baby hairs
You
go
know
like
what?
this.
Next week I'm coming with baby hairs just to prove a point. I'm coming with my damn baby hairs. Like
Is it
shit,
gonna be
just
your
like
baby
that. I'ma
hairs
rock
or
that
real
next
baby hairs
time.
now?
From the third
Your
world
own baby
country
hairs?
Yes, my own baby hairs.
Okay.
My own baby hairs look like that.
No, they don't.
Yes, they do.
No,
So maybe
don't.
take this wig off and show you.
Take your wig off right now in the show. Go right now.
She ain't got no damn baby hairs.
Look, she got hair. Take it out. She got hair.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Ain't no baby hairs under that. She talking about.
I do. I got hella
you
baby
can do
hairs
it.
under here.
You
Don't
don't
do
came on in here looking like Cleo before. Go on and take it off.
Hey, Closet Batty, you can take it off. You can take it off under one condition.
what?
If you take your wig off, Miss Lego got to take his veneers off.
What?
You can't take veneers off though. Because they
The
open
hell- the hell you go.
Yo, I want to say this. I want to say this.
He got
Bruiser.
the snap on with you.
Bruiser, I'm so glad you back, bro. Like, I'm so glad you back. Like, I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I miss Bruiser. That's my guy right there. Bruiser.
Oh shit!
That was.
Welcome back, Bruiser. Bruiser is my guy. That's really stupid.
You know I love you, bro. You know I love you, bro.
No, you don't.
Veneers. That's funny. They take them off.
Yeah.
You take some dentures off.
Yeah,
Can't
my
take
day.
them off.
Don't worry. When I get 40, I'm gonna get mine.
Well, go to Columbia. You can get you can get the.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't even know where to get them, man. I don't even know what they
Go
do.
to Columbia. Go to Columbia.
Where you get yours from, Miss Lego?
How do you know? What are you talking about, veneers?
Never mind. Continue the show.
He said, "How did you know, though? You already told it yourself."
Well, you know, usually you can tell when people got veneers.
Yeah, they veneers. Yeah,
this part of the mouth sticks right here.
The
You know, when
easiest
you
way
open it
you can
up-
tell if a person, I ain't gonna say got money. That's the first thing they'll do. They'll go get they teeth fixed.
They will go. They will
Kinda
go
like
level up.
first
Level
thing.
up. Mhm.
Yeah, I know niggas who still don't.
That's
own
the first level up thing that you actually are supposed to do when you get a hold of some money. Go get all that stuff fixed.
Well, what if you don't need to get veneers? Like that ain't the first thing I did when I got money.
Well,
I
then you
mean,
don't get veneers.
It's an improvement though. Like it's an improvement. You know.
Hell,
But
that
my
shit
teeth
can turn,
straight.
that shit
I
can
got
turn a nigga
teeth.
from a 1 into a 10 easy.
I used to have goals in my mouth. I had like open face goals. So yeah,
That'll definitely turn a man from a 1 into a 10. So veneers, I can understand why that would be the first thing.
Yeah.
That might
Well,
not
yeah, if your
be
teeth
everybody.
messed up, but I mean, just to do them just
Because
because you got money
when
though.
you get gold teeth, they actually mess with your teeth to reshape them. And when you take the gold teeth out, now you got, they don't look bad, but they're little gaps and stuff. So yeah, I had to get veneers.
Can somebody put a picture up with Mr. Lego and his gold teeth? I need to see them. I need to see some.
How do y'all feel about men leveling himself up? You know, his image, like maybe getting a hair unit and stuff like that.
I dated a guy with a hair unit, and I've leveled
What?
a couple men up in my day. So
What? Hair unit?
How did that go for you?
Yeah.
Like, how did it go? Did you like it?
What, the hair unit?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he looked like a completely different person. That's actually how I met him.
Did he look better?
Well,
Okay,
yeah,
so
he
is
looked
it-
younger, and he did because he didn't
Mhm.
have no hair right here. Like he lost it like a long time ago, and
Bruiser.
his unit was like, I mean, it was cold blooded. Like you
What-
would not if his video didn't go viral on the internet. That's you wouldn't have known he was wearing one.
Bruiser, me and you going shopping for hair units this weekend.
I mean, I think I can pull a hair unit off, but Mr. Lego, your head is
I got
Your
perfect
head,
size hair.
the
Don't
jawline
it-
might not be symmetrical for a hair unit. You might just need to stay round, look like a
I
milk.
got the perfect head for a bald head.
He does. He
Yeah, you
actually
do.
does. So
You
you
do.
stay bald, Mr. Lego. Don't let them
I
do that.
I think it's okay for men to fix themselves. I don't know as far as a unit because I feel like if it's gone, it's gone. You don't want to uphold something that you don't want to keep for too long or make it like an extended journey. Like I could see at the beginning of going bald, you get a little filler. You know, you just trying to get your line up straight.
So does that go for women?
Because we get our eyebrows done, right? Like I feel like my face isn't my face without my eyebrows done. You know, like that's like a line into a man. So I feel like that's special and that's something that should.
But when y'all like never stop is eyeliner is the damn fake eyelashes, it's the damn fake hair, fake ass. It's, you know what I'm saying? So it's like y'all are like children. So it's like we gotta stop y'all from overdoing every damn thing y'all do. Like a man might get veneers, well, he'll stop right there, but y'all never stop.
Did you stop right there?
No, man.
Did you get anything else done when you leveled up? You stopped at the veneers, you didn't do nothing else?
I got my balls done.
Okay.
What? Hold on.
I'm done, yo.
Wait, what the fuck?
I'm joking.
No, see, now we getting closer to home. So you got a penile implant, huh? Is that what you did?
No, I just got my balls smooth, so they're like super smooth.
So are they hairless?
They was wrinkled. They was wrinkled like a motherfucker. Probably.
So you got a ball lift to straighten out the ring. Oh,
yeah. So I'm joking, y'all. I ain't getting my balls.
believe him, y'all. Look, there's a kernel of truth to every joke. You remember that?
I'm joking. I didn't do anything to my balls.
Hold on, y'all. Let's check on Shan. Shan, welcome.
No. Hi.
It seems like you're enjoying the conversation. I know it's very mature. You know, we're gonna turn it up to be a little bit more mature on the next topic. I promise you.
Shan, you ever met a guy who got his balls done?
Maybe shaved.
And if you did, he surely didn't talk about it. So I don't know.
You don't have to answer that.
Shout out to Shan. She's good people.
All right, Jasmine, Shan, you want to add anything on that video?
It was interesting, I don't know what she expected to see when she took the mask off. I'm sure she met all the friends and they all seemed like the same crew,
Y'all look gruffy, yeah.
I'm just not understanding why she was so surprised, but I thought I think the whole setup is just interesting. I don't know why people go on these shows. I just don't understand it. So, but other than that, yeah. That's all I got.
All right, go ahead, Jasmine.
I would have expected to see like a little person or somebody in front of me, like just somebody completely drastic, like because I'm considering the show that it is. I would have expected to see somebody across from me that was not what I was looking for. So the fact that she seemed so like surprised was like, girl, you knew you wasn't about to meet no Prince Charming on That show, like. Why? And especially like she was dressed like Hoops from like Love and Hip Hop, I mean, whatever that show. So like she came real simple, like straight off the street. And I don't know what she was expecting. I want to know what her criteria was, but
so this show, maybe that's where I'm confused because I've never seen this show before. So she just explained it. So it's kind of like a wow factor, right? So always put people in front of you that you probably wouldn't date. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, like the antics. It's always just super high energy, weird show.
These guys, they would stream for like 10 hours straight. So they invite a whole bunch of people there. So in order to keep a stream going for 10 hours, you need a bunch of people on there to have different shit to do, different people to talk to, shit like that. So those streaming guys, they make a lot of money.
If you guys are just tuning in, welcome to Lapeef Let's Talk. We had to get a little fun in there, but we're gonna go ahead and get a little bit serious and have some serious discussions. Super chats real quick. Big at $11, $10 says I'm agreeing with Let Go. If I have to look at you 2 or 3 times to make sure you're not a man, you're going way too much. And Jasmine, what are snacks?
Jasmine, stay eating.
8199 says Black women learn lace fronts from trans people.
Yep.
Diddy199 says Black women makeup today matches drag queens.
All facts.
Big 11 $10 says the reason let go be eating ass because it's at eye level. Diddy 199 says ant body built ass. And lastly, AP Accountability Partner $25 says salute to the panel. Hey Shan. I want to thank everybody that has contributed to the platform thus far. Make sure you hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Shout out to all the green gang in the chat. I see you. So y'all ready to have some serious discussions? Look at Sweeney over there. He ate that salmon.
So y'all seen how quiet Sweeney being with all the fun, right? Watch you start unmuting every second when he gets to serious. No, no, I don't agree. These women, watch.
So y'all see how Mr. Lego trying to get on me because Bruce has been roasting his ass all night. So
I just want to ask a question to anybody on the panel. Have you ever told somebody that you couldn't be replaced?
I didn't have to say it. They already knew it.
Not in that way, but
What way did you say it?
In what way?
I mean, instead of saying, I'm irreplaceable, I can't be replaced, I'd be like, well, I'm sure there's a whole lot of me's running around out there. So, go get one.
And once they've been dating for a while, they'll realize that I'm irreplaceable.
And
then
I think it's
come
like
back.
Individuality. We're all different. You're never gonna find another person like me. Maybe similar traits, maybe similar things, but not just like me. So absolutely, you ain't never gonna find another motherfucker like me.
No, I'm a special type of crazy. So,
Okay, you're a special type of crazy. Pink pineapple. What's special?
Proved that earlier.
You said what?
You said that you're not going to find somebody like me. I said, what's so special about you?
I think everything is about me. I feel like you learn that that is implemented on you when you're a child and your parents are caring and loving and giving and speaking positivity and affirmations into you. And as you accept that and as you grow into your adult self, hopefully you are all of these things and being beautiful and having, for me, being creative in what I do, the business and the way in which I conduct myself, everything. I think everything is special about me. So I don't know. I would have to literally go through the Morgan list of every absolute thing that is different for me that I would assume to be different than anyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, go ahead. We got time.
I ain't got.
Well, I'm anti-modern woman. So right there, that sets me apart from a lot of women because I'm anti all this stuff that's going on right now. I'm like, nah, I'm not into it. I'm good. I don't like it. I'm old school.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like a pick me closet.
Why? Somebody want to pick me?
I think it's better to be a pick me than a stick me.
Isn't it?
I mean, I guess, but I mean, I don't have no problems being picked. I'll tell you that. So
There was a man on the panel. I think, Mr. Lego, you're saying that you're irreplaceable as well, and you've stated that to somebody. Well, you never stated it to somebody. You said it was just self-explanatory as far as who you were to somebody.
Yeah, all you got to do is look at their actions, and when they come back after, running out the door, acting like they can find another you, and they back, and so it's kind of like it's a proof thing. It's not
spinning the block isn't a reason because niggas spin the block just to spin the block.
Yeah, bitches.
For a multitude, not just because you're special. And I will say that because I don't think that would be a justifiable reason for a man to come back. It would be like, oh no, that's not enough for me just coming back. Like actually understanding that I'm not like any other person that you've ever been with. Like you writing me a letter 20 years later talking about, I never found a woman that's amazing as you.
Well, y'all can even like if y'all talk to me enough, I'm not like the typical dude. I'm different. So I'm to a certain degree.
Really?
I agree.
What I be talking about or whatever. Like I'm not like other dudes. So I can, because I've gotten enough proof that I'm irreplaceable, but I've never said it. No.
All right,
So let me understand one thing. When you say irreplaceable, does that necessarily mean that they're getting another you? Or could it be a better you?
Well, if they better, that they're still not replacing you because it's not you. Because a person can have more money, they can have bigger titties, but they can still miss that person over there. They can get a better that person, but it's still not them. I've actually done that. I've dealt with a woman and I miss her because I'm like, these other women, they're not her. So yeah, I've dealt with an irreplaceable woman before, but that wasn't a question.
Yeah, like are we speaking to it from a point of like, ain't no upgrading past this. This is it. This is the hierarchy. Like you don't get any better, instead of just being like, you just won't ever find anyone like me in comparison.
That's the way I took it.
You ain't getting better. That's what I'm saying. You know, it's gonna be very unlikely that you're gonna get better. And I say that in a space where if they stay where they are. See, this is the thing. If you stay where you are as a person, like, you know, you with somebody, let's just say you with somebody, you know, and they got their personality flaws and everything. And they like, well, you know, take me as I am, this, and that. I feel like they're not going to get what they truly, you know, want unless they upgrade themselves. If you understand what I'm saying.
But if
like,
they upgrade themselves, they'll find a better you. So
yeah,
that's
they will. They
them
absolutely
upgrading
will.
themselves.
And so, yeah, I agree with that.
So that's you betting that they don't grow, because a lot of times the time that we do grow is after the breakup. We ain't shit with y'all, or y'all ain't shit with us. But once we dump y'all or y'all dump us, we actually become better because of the trauma that we dealt with when you broke up with us or when we broke up with you. So overall, we actually, well, most of us actually get better due to the fact that we think like, you know, we've been done wrong or whatever.
I guess that's likely, but most of the time they like, you know what, you right, and so they'll downgrade. They'll downgrade. And I've seen it time and time again. They'll go ahead and downgrade to a woman who wouldn't leave them for their BS. You know what I mean?
But they found it.
All right, I got a clip. I'm gonna go ahead and play it. And I'm gonna get to Roof and Jasmine and so Sweeney. I see Sweeney got his hand over his head. I'm curious about what he's thinking about what everybody's saying.
Somebody say, I don't care who you are replaceable. Did you know that nobody on this planet is actually replaceable? You can replace a person in an occupation or a position, but there is something unique about each and every one of you that can never be replaced, because God doesn't duplicate when he makes humanity. If replaceable was true, the way y'all said it, how come we ain't seen another Martin Luther King? You know what the problem is with athletes? They keep saying, who's the next Michael Jordan? Y'all gonna be looking for that for the rest of your life. There will never be another Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan is better than LeBron. They both better than you. LeBron is LeBron. Mike is Mike. Who's the next Whitney Houston? There is no next Whitney Houston. There is only one. So what happens is we listen to too many song lyrics. I can find another you in a minute. No, you can't. God has created you uniquely. The problem is the devil will convince you to imitate someone else and not operate in your uniqueness, when he designed you to be unique so that you could love in a very unique way.
All right. Go ahead and get into it. Go ahead, Ruth.
I was going to say the person can replace you, but it doesn't mean that they can replace you with somebody better, but they can replace you with somebody better for them. And that could be a downgrade from you. And so if they're a perfect match, then let them run off in the sunset, but they'll always have that missing part. If you are really the best, then they'll go to their grave knowing that they lost a good person. So that's just the goal. Be an amazing person so they feel that way. And when it's over, it's over. And they have that regret, not you.
Jasmine got a mouthful. Go ahead, Sweeney.
Jasmine is a fat girl in a skinny girl's body.
You done? All right. This must be a part of that prosperity preaching that they be doing nowadays. So go out there and tell people that they're irreplaceable is ridiculous. Yes, you personally as a human being is not able to be duplicated. But when people speak about replacing you, they're not speaking in the context of replacing you as a human being. They're talking about replacing you in a relationship. When they ask for who's the next Michael Jordan, they're not speaking of are we going to see another specific Michael Jordan. They're talking about who's going to be the next greatest of all time in regards to the sport of basketball. So I don't know what this dude is talking about. Anybody can be replaced. Nobody said anything. Like, it's not about replacing you, the person. Like, I'm going to delete you and create a brand new you. They're saying in this relationship, I can drop you and have another person here that serves me better than you can, or worse, or whatever I desire at that moment. So that's what they mean when they say that you're replaceable. Nobody is irreplaceable. Everybody think they're special. You're not.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Pink Pineapple. What were you saying? I seen you was agreeing with him.
Well, to a certain extent, because we're only speaking, like, he was making a song reference to, even in the song, it was talking about a relationship, right? Like, I'm irreplaceable, whatever the case may be. That's true, depending upon context. And so if you get another bitch here, I can have another nigga here in a minute. Absolutely. I mean, and in my view, I know I'm not with somebody who couldn't have someone, right? You say it as a ploy, as a niche, as a manipulative thing to say so that you can make somebody feel bad. You ain't never gonna find another nigga to do the shit that I do for you. You ain't never gonna find somebody that takes care of you or loves you the way that I do. It's a tactic. You're only saying it out of, I think you're only saying it out of malice, because you're trying to pose an issue because you want something to say and you want to hurt this person. So the only thing you could do is play with their mind and be like, yeah, you ain't never gonna find you're never gonna find another me. Even though, like, anyone should be able to find comfort in someone else if need be, when they need to, however they need to. But
Yeah, I mean, I can see that, because I don't think the person even really cares a lot of times. You talking to them, but they already done moved on. So that's just you. That's just you saying something extra. Go ahead, Bruiser. What are your thoughts about it, sir?
Yeah, I'm leaning on the end what Sweeney said. Yeah, another you in a minute. I think you got to look at the transactional part of the relationship when you talk about replacing people. That's when you can tell whether or not you can replace them. What am I using you for? What do you bring to the table that I value? For example, you may have a man in your life that accommodates for 80% of your lifestyle expenses. I mean, you can get another man who will do worse, another man who do same or better. And I think that you really have to look at it from a different angle. Like, depending on how long you've been with this man, especially specifically for women. I mean, if you've been with a man for 20 years and you pushing 40, 45, and this man is accommodating for most of the expenses, I think it would probably be a little bit more difficult to get out there in the dating market and find a man that's willing to accommodate for that, because your leverage is starting to decrease at a certain age. So I would argue, that's the only way I could see that this argument of somebody saying that you can't replace me. It ain't another man that's going to come in your life that's going to do the things that I'm doing. It's going to provide the things I'm doing, because you don't have the leverage anymore. That's the only argument I could see coming out of this, besides, the points that Sweeney made.
Go ahead, Bree. I seen you agreeing with the pastor. What are your thoughts about it, man?
Relationship wise is different. He's talking about from just a person perspective, and that's not what I view when it comes to relationships. In relationships, like everyone else has already said, almost, is that you are not replaceable. There's only one you in general, which is what the pastor said as well. But when people come back, hold on, there's a whole argument happening in my house. Give me 1 second, please.
What?
It did sound a little crazy back there.
Somebody trying to get replaced.
But I can go now. My bad. I'm hungry. I'm sorry. But yeah. So I think he's speaking on something completely different. Like, because I think he was trying to touch on the same thing, but took it kind of a different way. Because he's speaking on like religion and like God making you a certain way, that's DNA. Of course, everyone is different. No one has the same set of DNA. But as far as replacing you in a relationship, I would assume that everyone is looking to replace someone. If you're not with the person you first ended up with, you're gonna be replaceable. But just in the sense of me feeling like I am irreplaceable, I feel that just because of my unique characteristics and certain things about myself and mindset and things like that makes me irreplaceable. So whether you move on, that's fine. You can find somebody that's more suited for you because you didn't work for me. Like most time my relationships don't work because they don't work for me. So it's like, okay, I'm replaceable. I'm not replaceable for you, but you're replaceable for me, if that makes sense. So because I only can test that because I know that all of my exes have always tried to come back and get back with me. With like once they feel like, hey, look, I did something better. Hey, I leveled up. Hey, I did this. Like come and read the resume back and be like, all right, I think I'm ready now. So I'm like, okay, no, that's not how this works. But I feel like, but there's a man that I met that he's not replaceable. Like, and I'm like, you'll never be replaced. I appreciate everything you've done. You've done so much, but I need a different version of you. Like I need a better version of you. I need someone that makes more sense for my life, that type of thing.
Wow. So you've told a man that?
Like he was a really ambitious, like artsy type of person, but I'm like, I need someone that still supports me in the way that you do and like, do all the intimate things that you do, but I need somebody that's focused on like career and, family and things like that, like building towards something. So yes, and yes,
Jasmine.
I think he understood. Okay, here we go.
Now, I'm curious. How did he take it? What was his response?
Oh, he was very upset. I expected him to be upset because he didn't want to, he didn't want to break up. But like I expected him to be upset, but he understood. He actually was very understanding. So he was like, yeah, I get that. I get you could be looking for this, but who's to say I can't be that? And I'm not saying you can't be that. I'm just saying you're not that right now.
Well, Jasmine, this is a way you can tell whether you was replaceable or not, and you can actually confirm that. If any of those guys got a woman now, if you could sit here and be honest with yourself, if you say, hey, look, you call one of those your exes that say they always wanted to come back to you and say, hey, look, whatever girl you with, drop her right now and come home, come back. If they do that, then maybe your statement is true. But if those guys ain't dropping their woman they got right now, sister, you replaceable.
I believe they would though. I ain't gonna test it though because I don't want them. Because I don't want to break up their little messy happy home. I don't want them.
And how old are these guys?
They're probably like upper 30s.
Fellas, is there any woman right now that fellas that got a woman in your life right now? If any of your exes, this probably was an ex or two that you probably tried to get back during the time things hit a rough patch and y'all broke up. But it ain't no woman. I'm telling you, once you get to a certain age as a man, once you devote to a woman and you commit to a woman, it ain't no woman that can call a man that's a grown ass man that's doing his thing right now and leveled up and actually love his woman. There ain't no woman in this world that can call him and tell him. That's a female thing. A man is gonna hold his ground. He gonna be anchored down. He don't give a damn about none of that stuff. I just find it hard to believe that you can have these men come back running.
Well, dudes spin the block. I don't
yeah,
know.
I was just gonna say that. That is not a telltale sign that
yeah,
you know what I mean, that you're irreplaceable.
Yeah, that ain't how we keep it score. I'm talking about coming back and leaving your woman.
Coming back fully, spinning the block is hidden.
Yeah, you can come back and get some head. I'm talking about how we keep it score.
You want somebody to dump their current relationship to go back into a past relationship, like to prove
that's what I mean by replacement. That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
I mean, I don't really think that's a good telltale sign either, because for example, like I had a situation where it came down to me, and another woman. I bowed out because I don't compete with anybody. But when years later we revisited the conversation, I mean, she won because she was never gonna leave him, and he wanted to ultimately be with somebody that was never going to leave, no matter how much BS he was putting out, because he puts out a lot of BS. So he said, you know, in a perfect world, I would be with you. You'd be my wife. You know, I love you, but I know you'd leave me, you know? So
But when it comes to being irreplaceable, I think just like what Sweeney said, nobody cares. And it's just what these stupid pastors love to do. They love to just make the people in the audience feel like they're irreplaceable. Nobody cares, because in most cases, I don't want another you, because that's why I got rid of you. Like, I don't want your ass. Why would I want another your ass? No, go away. And I want to find somebody totally different than you, because you're annoying and you talk too goddamn much, and get out. So who the hell wants a person just like the last person they was with? It just don't even make no sense.
if
Yeah,
they
it's
don't
like,
do it, dude, you speaking from a place like if you left them alone. But if they left you alone, that's a different story.
it's almost like the Forrest Gump and Jenny relationship. If Forrest Gump would have found him a wife that he loved, he would have been saying F Jenny. Now, I don't know if y'all saw the movie. Jenny, however, came back to Forrest whenever she know that she couldn't. Her pussy, it got tired. You know what I'm saying? She went back to Forrest. But it ain't gonna happen the other way around. Once a man get out there and find a wife, one thing about how we move, once we get out there and find a wife and we commit, that's it. We loyal. We holding it down. We ain't worried about no exes.
There's
None of
always
that.
I think there's always that one that got away type shit too, right? Like somebody that, for men and for women, like people that we wish we could have been with or made it work, that we should have been better for maybe, that we should have loved a little bit harder or done whatever needed to be done to mend a relationship and we didn't. I think there's a lot of stuff like that too.
Do you realize we don't even care about that person? It's just men don't like to lose. You know, we don't like to take a loss. It's not really about you being irreplaceable. We just lost. So sometimes we want you back out of ego because we lost you. It's like losing a game. You're like, yo, run that back. I want to get my money back, or I want to get whatever I lost back. It's not really about you being irreplaceable. We just lost and we just don't like losing. So a lot of times we'll get you back and then we'll dump you because we didn't really want you. We just wanted to prove to ourselves that we weren't the real problem. So now you get back with the person, you're going to be like, you know what? You actually the damn problem. I don't want your ass. So yeah, y'all ain't irreplaceable, ladies. I'm sorry. Y'all
childish, but okay.
That sounded childish. I'm just gonna get back.
I'm just saying this. Yes. No, it's not a purposeful thing. He misses you because he's used to you. There's familiarity, right?
Oh, then he gets back with, like, you know what? I really don't want this shit. But you said
yeah,
you get to prove a point only because you lost. That's what
it's a feeling of losing. You never lost nothing. Like, yeah, you feel like, yo, damn, I lost. I messed up. Oh my God, I want you back. But that need to want her back is like, I want another chance. But then you get another chance. Most dudes fuck up the other chance because he starts to realize, like, yo, you weren't really all that anyway. Like, you get on my damn nerves.
If you believe men are actually coming back, why are none of these baby daddies coming back to their 40-year-old single moms and putting a ring on it? Why they not coming back to their baby? Why they not wifing their baby mamas? Why they not going out and like, okay, look, I'm gonna go back to my baby mama and marry her?
Because most of them have babies with bums, so the dude be so stupid where you don't want to be back.
Definitely go back and make it.
But I guarantee you, if we flip it, those baby mamas will most definitely in their 40s go to that baby daddy once he done leveled up and got and got his status elevated. Shit, and they single and they need somebody to come in there and provide. They gonna take it.
Why not? We already family. They go.
But I'm saying, a man.
That's what I'm saying.
Agree.
That's what a woman to be like. Well, unless they're toxic. I mean, are we saying it's just from a financial or like a complete growth standpoint? Because if you have grown, and I am still single, and we did have a connection, we were just immature. What's wrong with that?
It ain't nothing wrong with it. What I'm saying is, if a man, when you say he has grown, we talking about this man done leveled up his salary. He done leveled up his he done made improvements mentally. He done got his image together.
That's what I wanted.
Now he's gonna be exposed to a different plethora, a caliber of women, and you ain't it.
Well, you just said, but that could happen though, and I've seen that. I feel
That's,
like
that's what I'm saying. So typically they're not finna go back and
but
get.
you know what? You won't see that on the other end of the spectrum. I don't think that men will, or even if women would accept a man back after they left her, depending upon the circumstances, situation. Especially if you're telling me that I'm beneath you, and that I'm just not, and I'm dependent upon you.
Well,
And
he's
it
not
has a lot to
necessarily
do
telling you
with
that
having
his
kids.
body of work shows that you don't qualify for him anymore.
That's my.
Who do y'all think?
I don't
Who do
think
y'all think upgrades the most, men or women after a breakup? In real life, not you feel good. You in real life, I think men upgrade more after a breakup toward versus the woman that they broke up with or broke up with them.
You mean upgrade themselves or upgrade the partner they end up with next? Like, what are you talking about?
Upgrade themselves, like just like what we're
Oh
talking
no,
about.
no. I don't think nobody upgrade themselves more,
That is
than a woman, a broken-hearted woman, a woman who's
Oh
been
Lord,
hurt.
have mercy.
That's some real shit.
No, because seriously, I
Y'all
would say
lying.
this. After every breakup, I reached another tax bracket. Because
But
you put all of that into leveling up. Like, okay, you know what? I'm telling you, man, I ain't never seen nobody level up more than a woman who's came out of a messed up, marriage or breakup or something that's just kind of put a lot in investing in herself. And
But see, that's the thing. You think the tax bracket is adding value to
right.
it.
I just no, hold on. I asked Mr. Let Go. I said, are you speaking of, level up as a person or,
No,
leveling up
leveling up as a mate value, like your mate value. Your
Okay, now that's a different answer I have for you. I'm answering based on what Mr. Let Go said. So you're saying as a mate value, it depends on what your ultimate goal is. You got people that break up and be like, you know what? I don't want to be in a relationship anymore. I think I'll just, date casually and do this. You got people that's like, you know what? I want to get married. So they start getting wife or husband quality, and they work on those and that's what they do. So I can't really say one or the other. It really depends on ultimately where you at, because sometimes that relationship can prepare you for the next step. How many times has a man been in a relationship with a woman and then the next person he's with, he marries? You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I just
Like-
want y'all to think about this just as an example. Everybody on this panel, all y'all are pretty, right? But it's almost a guarantee that either all of y'all or most of y'all on this panel 3 years from now are going to be 20 pounds heavier. It's just
What?
it's
No,
just
it's
y'all
not.
be fat.
No.
Y'all be fat as hell. Probably in about 3 years, y'all gonna be fat as hell.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, and no.
Y'all ex-boyfriends are going to be the same size, and you know what I'm saying, probably make a little bit more, but y'all gonna be fat as hell.
And now you're talking about genetics and how.
Hold on.
Sorry, man.
Hold on, y'all. Let me get Shan, Roof, and Jasmine Sweeney here. Go ahead, Shan. What are your thoughts? I see you over there just nodding your head.
I'm just taking it all in, I don't want to ramble, but because my thoughts are just everywhere. I don't think that people are replaceable, first and foremost. Okay. Now I think that nowadays there's an illusion of being replaced, right? I can get better, but you're not with better, it ends in divorce because marriages aren't lasting. Yes, you can be in a relationship that's temporary for a long period of time, but that isn't necessarily is going to be a successful marriage. I do think that people, so it's kind of like what we talked about on Lapeef Sundays, I believe. I think that people have this idea that God is going to keep blessing them with these great opportunities, right? These great mates. Like, I can just get rid of this one and go to another one. She's going to love me unconditionally. And that's not happening. So I don't think that people are, replaceable. Now, It's only if you are made for him, like he's compatible with you, you guys have a strong friendship, and all of the things that make you great mates. Now, you are definitely replaceable if you're toxic, if you don't display the qualities that he needs in his life, you don't add value to his life, you're definitely replaceable. I don't care how pretty you are, all those good things, right? But if you are that person and it just doesn't work out, I don't think that you're replaceable. I don't think that he's going to find another person who meshes with him or takes the things that are necessary, loves him unconditionally like you, basically.
Shan, when you said people think that God is going to bless them with a better mate,
I do.
I assume you're saying that these people are praying for better mates.
No. So what I'm saying is we look, so I think that there are tons of people in the world, right? And we just feel like, because there's so many people, I have a better chance that I'll know I'll find somebody else for me, right? And I don't think that that's the truth. That's why so many people are still single.
I think that's a woman thing, because
it's men. So the reason why it's a man thing is because women keep leaving you, right? So that woman was not for you. She left you.
Well, see, the reason why I say I think it's a woman thing is, men, we don't really go by chance. We go by our body of work. What have we done? Like, when we get out of this relationship, what improvements can we make so we can make ourselves more marketable to a better quality woman? Like, do I need to make more money? Do I need to change my image, my wardrobe? Do I need to groom more? Do I need to go and get my fitness together? Instead of using chance or praying or anything like that, we actually go level up our status so we can compete with the other guys for the woman we want to have. So I think as a woman, I think the praying and all that stuff and leaving things up to chance is a female thing.
So
yeah, we don't do.
Hold
So
on,
I
let me
think
get Shan.
that men maybe like you, yes, Bruiser. The guys on this panel, absolutely. But I don't think that you're the great majority. I don't think that we're out here just
men are praying for women.
So what I'm saying is, I don't think that there is, and I just think that there's room for improvement on both sides. Okay. I don't.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Our
It's the
men,
praying part, though. You think men are praying for a woman? That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I said.
No, she's not saying that. She's not saying that.
Oh, okay.
But she said something about chance. She said there's just so many other people in the world. Chances are I'm going to be able to find, a better or somebody to replace you. Those were your words.
So what I am saying, and maybe I need to clarify, I'm just saying that a mate is a blessing, in my opinion, right? You can't just find, it's not as easy as just going to grab somebody. I think that there are people who are designed for us, who work well with us, right? And those people are not always easy to find.
I agree with you.
With everything who are just, like you, Bruiser, you like to work out. You have a wife who does the same thing. She likes the same things that you like. You guys kind of complement each other. Does that make sense?
It makes sense.
All right, we gotta get Sweeney. We gotta get Sweeney now too.
Let me just say one thing. A mate, at one point, the mate is a blessing, but having a good mate is earned. You got to go do the work for that.
I agree. I'm not disagreeing with you. I do agree with you.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. We gotta get Sweeney in now. We gotta get Sweeney.
How often are you going to find someone who is willing to put the work in for you?
You earn it. Once you did what you're supposed to do, certain types of women are going to be attracted to the new you. You earn it. I don't understand what you're saying. It's the same thing about what we talked about last week. You build it, they will come. Like, if you build it, better women will show up.
I get what you're saying. So I get what you're saying, Mr. Let Go. But what are they there for? Are they there for you or for what you have built?
I don't care.
All right, let's go get Sweeney now, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let's go to get Sweeney now.
We don't give a damn.
Everybody take a pause. Go ahead, Sweeney.
So the problem with what Shan is saying is the world has a natural way of forcing men to improve if they lose out. And that's the difference. How many times have y'all seen women just sit back and make demands? And when you ask them, well, what about you makes you deserving of that? And they say, well, I'm me. Men can't say that because we observably have to make improvements and go out in the world and prove ourselves to get women. Women just sit back and make demands. We see it time and time again. I want a man that's this, and this. And then say, for instance, some guy on the panel says, well, you don't qualify for that. And she'll say this, well, if that man doesn't want me, then he ain't the one for me. They don't say, oh man, what improvements can I make in my life to make me and him work out perfectly with each other? They say he's not the one for me. So it's easy for women to sit back. It's easy for women to look at it and hope and wish and pray to God for a man, because all they do is sit back and create their list of things that they want. And they say, these are the things that I want. And if that man doesn't come, then if that man is for me and anybody else ain't for me. Whereas men, if a woman dumps us or we break up and we make demands for a woman, if we don't get the results we want, everybody in the world gonna tell us it's you who need to do what you need to. It's all about you. You need to go out and do X, Y, Z to get the kind of woman you want. All right, go ahead, Shane.
You know why?
So I hear what you're saying. And from the internet standpoint, you're absolutely right. But when I walk outside, that's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing women doing their best for the person that they're in love with. Okay.
No, you don't.
So the internet has these women who got a microphone and they're talking about, I don't want this, I don't want that. But yet the man at her house is just those things that she don't want. You understand? So what I'm saying to you is, if you have a woman in your life who is truly down for you, and let's just say she does not cook, and you want her to cook, trust and believe, if she is down for you and she's in love with you, she's going to better herself for you. She is going to make herself she's going to accommodate this situation. That is really if she is down for you. Okay, that's what a woman does. She puts herself in a position so she can be better for you. That's what a real woman does in real life. I'm not talking about the internet talking points, the girl who, I'm not talking about those chicks. I'm talking about the chicks who when I go outside my door.
You're confusing two different things. You're talking about a woman that's in a relationship versus a woman that's single and looking to date. Hold on, wait. Because you said she got a man at home that she does all this shit for that's sleeping with her. Right. We're talking about I go out and talk to actual women, and when I ask them what do they want in a man, they sit back and talk about the list of things they want in a man. And if I tell them, any one of them, well, what do you do that makes you so special for that type of man? They will all respond the same way. If that man does not want me, then he's not for me. They don't go out their way to make a single woman does not go out her way to make herself attractive, to make her dating options better.
Other than putting on a wig.
Hold on, y'all.
Hey, y'all stop talking about wigs.
Now she may specifically. So, for instance,
she gonna put on a wig, and that's all she gonna do.
Hold on, Mr. Lego. Now, if there's a specific guy that she's already courting with, then yeah, she might make improvements for that guy. But if you talk about a woman that's going out and she's single and she's talking about the things that she wants in a man, the thing is, it's different for men, because if we all sat at a round table and talked about the kind of woman that we wanted, and we started asking questions about, well, what makes you so special? Why do you think you deserve that? For men, they would look at the man and say, well, you need to do this, and this to get that man, get that woman. Pause. You have to do all of these things.
Special thing is like
Hold on, Shane. I want to get other people in there. Let me get Bree. Jazz, what you doing over there? Knitting?
No.
Okay. You over there being a traditional woman over there. Go ahead, Bree.
I'm cutting swatches. Sorry.
I'm just trying to tune back into this conversation. I had to go clean out the car. My son decided to throw up in it. But anyway, yeah, he's 18. Anywho, what I'm hearing is two different things. When you're dating, there's a dating you, and then there's a relationship you, right? You're not, you have boundaries. You have limits of things that you'll accept from a person that you're dating. Now, when you're in a relationship, you do all the things. You try to be accommodating. You do all the things for your partner. So there is two different things. So when you go outside and you say that women have these lists, and if men don't attain that list or do the things on that list that they're done, that is true. For me, it's true. That's just what it is. When I dated, because I don't date anymore. When I dated, I had a list of boundaries, and if one of those boundaries was crossed, and it was crossed hard, it was a wrap for me. Now, so let me change myself after.
Real fast?
Go ahead.
Can I just get clarity real fast? We were talking about people who are irreplaceable. Why would a person you're just dating, getting to know, be irreplaceable? We're talking about people you're in a relationship with who's you have to get to know a person for them to even think they're irreplaceable. So why did dating get into this? We're talking about full-fledged relationships, are we not?
Right.
Well, we kind of switched gears because Bruiser brought up yeah, you were responding to Bruiser when he brought up the fact that men have to go out and prove themselves and all of that, and women don't. And that's what he was responding to. So that's
So I misunderstood Bruiser because I thought he meant after a breakup, a man levels up after a break. He's gonna do better for him after a breakup. I wasn't talking about in the dating scene. I thought maybe I got it wrong. I thought he meant
that's what he was referencing. Like when a dude breaks up and a woman leaves him, he has no choice but to go out and try to level up to attract a better woman or another woman, because she's going to show him all the deficiencies that he was as a man. And he's going to look at himself and be like, okay, I was broke. I didn't have no money, or I was a terrible father, or I was a terrible way. So he finds ways, or I dress like shit or whatever. And the women who he's trying to attract see those same things that his ex would have seen, so he has no choice but to improve himself to make himself more attractive to women. Whereas if a woman breaks up with a man, she would, a lot of times, most of the time, it's the man's fault anyway. But then, even then, if you ask her, well, what are you going to prove on to get a better man? Most of the time, they say, what do I need?
If I had some, well, you self-check before you jump out to the dating world anyway. You shouldn't be outside, and if you didn't check yourself in that past relationship, regardless. Women self-check themselves, the women that I know.
No, they think it's a man's fault.
No, we don't. If you have a real friend around,
the man did something. You're a victim, so you ain't got to fix nothing, right?
You can't speak for all women. We all don't feel like that, especially as we get older. As you know, Dee say, you know,
when you get humble,
40s, and I don't even think we just get. It's more realistic. We don't really have that same pool that we had when we were in our 20s, when we're in our 30s, and when we're in our 40s. And if we get really serious and we like, okay, I want to settle down, you know, I want to be in a relationship, I want to get married, a real woman is going to sit there and she's going to start working on herself. Facts. You know, she's going to improve because she knows, like, we're competing. You know, I'm competing with, well, I guess kind of and technically, but not really, but I'm competing with women 10 years younger than me for the same men. We want the same men. You know what I mean? So is he gonna pick me, you know, the divorcee with 4 kids, you know, or is he gonna pick, you know, her, you know, who's 5 to 10 years younger with no kids? You know what I mean?
So let me ask you this: if you working on yourself with 4 kids, what can you improve for the man you want?
If that man don't want her and her 4 kids, he ain't for her.
Parents, that's it.
All right. Look at all the places on the panel when I said that. Every last one I've said.
Well, to be honest with you, yes, that is true. Only because I can't do nothing about those kids. Okay, right. So you're gonna have to use another example because I can't do nothing about those kids. So yes, if he's not okay with me having 4 kids, then he is not for me. Let's just be real.
I just said
not about the 4 kids. What they're saying is,
what can you improve?
The majority of y'all, after a breakup, the only thing y'all are going to improve is y'all just going to buy a different wig and walk around with a different wig on.
That's not true.
You forgot one thing, Ms. Lego. They're gonna change,
because you know what I have
change out the pillowcases and they're gonna change out the mattress.
Okay.
I've improved my listening skills. I tell you that. I've listened more and talked less. You know, because you know,
for the women, what did you improve in the last breakup? Let's just prove it to them.
I listened more. I talked less. You know. Men don't like a whole
that
lot
can
of talk.
change.
They don't hold.
Okay, Jasmine said she went to therapy. Okay, shout out Jasmine. Okay.
Yeah.
What else?
I did that too.
Okay. Pink Pineapple went to get therapy.
And
went to anger management.
Whoa, so you had anger problems and you be going to people's phones? Okay.
So all the things
Listen, that
y'all
was
said y'all improved.
hypothetical. And that was like 10, 12 years ago. Don't do that. Don't do that. You know,
I hate to break it to y'all. Those are not those. And when you talk about mate value, those are just band-aids on a
Therapy is a band-aid? Wait, they said therapy, bro.
therapy is the band-aid. Learning to listen more, talk
Hold on,
less,
y'all. Hold on, y'all.
learning
Let's
to bring them, focus on the
That's
man.
what Bruiser got to say about that. Go ahead, Bruiser.
Yeah, it's a band-aid. The trauma is always gonna be there. It doesn't go away. You just know how to deal with it.
Well, that's what therapy actually. Hold on, ladies. Let me help y'all out. Therapy gives you the tools to deal with the trauma. It helps you change the way you see or view the actual trauma. The trauma don't go nowhere, but you can change. Like when I was young, when I went to therapy at one point, my therapist showed me how to change the way I viewed my father. My father didn't leave me. My mom left my father. So I can't just get mad at my father when we just up and leave him and then he go to the military. What the hell he's supposed to do? And now I was a little younger and I was like, okay, oh damn, that makes sense. And I was just running around like, he didn't do this. What do you expect the man to do? Like, your baby mama.
Hold on, y'all. Good Jasmine now.
All right.
Go ahead, Jasmine.
Yeah, you can't say therapy is a band-aid because that's really one of the only tools that we have to help us deal with our responses to things. Because like you said, the trauma is never going to go anywhere, but the way we respond can change. So if you don't want to be snapping off at your man all the time for something that you're triggered by and he don't know what it is, you're never going to be suitable for anyone unless you know how to handle that more, accordingly. So that's why I went to therapy, just so I can stop being so insecure about things and stuff and wondering why am I responding in certain ways. And I'm figuring out, it's me. Like, it's because I look at myself as this it's not this person. So that helps me deal with people better.
Okay, so take a break and just breathe real quick. Notice when I was talking about improving after the relationship so you can be more marketable to a better person, a better partner. If you look at the things that a man improves, let's say his image, his fitness, his salary level, things that women value. And we can all agree that women value those things, which you can be able to provide. And whenever y'all say the things that a woman improve, those are things that they're not an elevation. They're not leveling up. You're not leveling yourself up. A man can go get the same, all those things that y'all are doing, the man can go do the same thing. He can go get therapy and all.
And that's a level up for you. That's good.
Hold on.
You asked about us. We're not talking about y'all.
Right. Hold on. Do you realize, hold on, y'all. Do you realize that you just did the same thing that the closet baddie did? We don't give a damn about their money. They give a damn about.
I didn't say that. I said, okay, so what is the equivalent of a woman level? What is the equivalent of a woman?
I'm trying to tell you.
The equivalent of a man leveling himself up.
Can you let me finish? Can you let me finish?
Just answer that.
Can you let me finish? Jasmine literally said going to therapy. Couple women on here said going to therapy. What do we need a woman to do? Be more emotionally in tuned instead of acting a fool. Jasmine literally said it helped her respond better. We don't need a woman to make more money. We need a woman to know how to shut the hell up.
Okay, I get that part.
And that is what therapy helps. So what are you talking about?
Okay, but listen, I get that part. So she goes and get therapy to elevate herself, to make her improve her mate value when she got 4 kids, right? And a man, what he does is
wait. We said Jasmine said that. What are you talking about 4 kids?
No, but this all stemmed from what Closet Baddie said when she's getting out of a relationship and she's 40 with 4 kids. And what my initial question was, okay, how do you go out and back into the market, go back out in the dating market and improve your mate value? And everybody started talking about therapy and stuff. And now what you got to do is once you get this therapy and all these little things that you think is improving a woman's value, how does she stack up to other women who don't have 4 kids and who don't have that trauma?
What are you talking about?
What if you're
because when you look at a man, when he gets out of a relationship,
look at a man. We're not talking about a man.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Everybody getting a little.
Why do you keep comparing shit to a man? When you talk about a man,
because that was my initial question.
We're talking about women.
Hold on, y'all. Hold on. I know Jasmine. Let's go to Jasmine, Chan, and Sweeney.
What do you feel like, for the question for Darren, I don't know if I said that. I'm sorry, Doreen. What do you feel that the woman, say you just broke up with a woman, what do you feel like she's lacking in value that she needs to improve on when she left the relationship? Like, have you ever left somebody because she was like overweight or she was broke or something? Like, what do you feel like she needed to leave the relationship and go work on?
Well, first of all, that was my initial question to y'all that y'all never answered.
Because I ain't
She
get a chance to.
Because that's individual
that
based.
she left the relationship. She gave the scenario of a woman leaving a relationship in her 40s with 4 kids. And my initial question was, okay, how does a woman who's 40 years old with 4 kids improve her value so she can be more marketable in the dating market? And I gave her the example of what a man doing in that situation. That's why I included the example for a man. A man is going to make himself more marketable by leveling up his image, his mind, and his money.
Therapy
what do you
upgrades
feel
your
like a woman
mind,
can do
sir.
to be more marketable? Like, what do you feel a woman can do?
Well, I think
So
he
you
was
feel like
asking.
Now you asking me the same question I asked you.
All right, well, can I answer it then?
So basically,
Because we're
none of the women on here can answer that
Hold on,
question.
y'all. Ruth
I
gonna
can
answer.
answer it, but none of y'all can answer it.
Hold on, Ruth said she gonna answer. Go ahead, Ruth.
All right, so I have lost weight, dressed better, more ladylike, understand men, understand relationships, cook better, more recipes, more agreeable, more cooperative.
Oh.
I think we lost
that's a good
her.
list.
Like that is a good list, you know.
And the only thing she's missing is better cell phone service, and she'll be the perfect woman.
So
Yeah,
here's the thing.
stronger
Here's
eagles,
the
you know what I
thing.
mean?
Bruiser. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. Let me get.
Exercises. No.
Hold on, let me get Shant. What you say, Closet Betty?
I can't breathe.
What you just say? No, what did you just say?
Oh, I don't know. It's probably rambling. It's getting a little late, you know.
Okay.
But no, but Ruth, but when she come back, I could, well, I mean, I'm a fitness fanatic, so I mean, the man is never gonna have to worry about my body, even in 20 years, Mr. Let Go.
Right.
Yeah, it's still gonna be tight. But
right.
no, like I said, the listening more was probably the biggest thing that I could have did, and it's humbling to be like, okay, I talk too damn much. I need to,
I definitely learned how to shut the fuck
like
up.
shut up, and let him talk, let him lead. You know what I mean? Stay in my feminine essence, and it gets hard when you come from relationships where you are more masculine because your mate is more feminine, or if you've been a single mom for a while. So a lot of times society or situations puts women in these masculine roles, and that don't work well when you're trying to be in a relationship or you're trying to get married to a traditional man. So you kind of got to learn to be in that feminine essence, and be soft and be his peace, and not, and let go of that pride to learn when not to not talk over him, yeah, to not play games and try to hold, the pennies, dangle it like a little carrot stick. Like, well, if you don't do this, I'm not giving you none, or, well, I'm mad, you not, so I feel like I've learned a lot, and I feel like I'm a continuous work in progress, as we all should be. And I mean, yeah.
And I
Hold on. Hold on,
Who
guys.
hasn't answered? Which woman hasn't answered?
Hold on, let me get Sweeney in there real quick, and then we'll come back to women. Go ahead, Sweeney.
Oh, no, go ahead, Bruiser.
Oh, you good?
So all the ladies answered, right?
All the ladies, I wanted to make sure that all the ladies answered before I responded.
Because the thing is, I hate to break y'all little hearts. When we talk about let's just be clear. When we talk about improving your mate value, so you can get back out there and get the results you want, we're talking about improvement on a level that makes you competitive with other women that are going for those same men. So the answer is you can't. You just can't. You're 40 years old. You got 4 kids. You can't make any improvements. That's why we tell you to stay where you at. You can't. All of those things that y'all all of the things on those lists that y'all came up with, the women who don't have those question y'all. Is your kids a package deal? Is your kids a package deal?
Why are we talking about kids and not
Or the
a
4
woman
kids
leaving
that
a
we, an
relationship?
example, I get it. I
Why
just
are we
trying to save these women.
personalizing what you're talking about? Everybody up here don't
Mr.
have
Lego,
4
I get it.
kids.
You're trying to save the women. Go ahead and save them.
Everybody up here don't have 4 kids. What about a woman leaving a relationship, bettering herself, period?
Okay, so
What
now
is
you're
4
changing
kids?
the scenario. The scenario that men in the closet battery established was if it was a 40-year-old woman with 4 kids. I think you need to write that down, Mr. Lego, because you've been losing that the whole time. You got an issue with retention.
Because it actually doesn't make sense. You don't personalize anything when you're on a panel. Like
She
personalizing thing.
I didn't make that up. I didn't give that scenario. That's the scenario that she came up with.
but it was her personal life, which is personalizing.
I didn't tell her to bring out her personal life. She didn't volunteer that. I get you want to save her. Go ahead and
But
save
on
her.
a panel, you don't.
So she asked the question, so he
I
asked
didn't
the
tell
question.
her. I didn't ask her how many kids she had. I didn't ask her how old she was.
You don't personalize her
She
situation.
said,
So let go. You keep saying that, but that doesn't add. That doesn't change the nature of the conversation. They're having a specific conversation about a 40-year-old woman. Now, whether it's about her or not is regardless. She gave a specific example of a woman that's 40 who has 4 kids, and she asked, and he asked, well, what? How does a? I don't know if he asked or Closet Baddie asked, well, what does a woman that's 40 with 4 kids? What can she do to improve herself, to make herself more marketable in the dating market? That's the conversation. You can't move along the conversation to change it because you don't like it.
And then everybody gave
Hold on, y'all. One mic, let's reset. Let's go ahead and reset.
She
Then
can't.
they
make
gave
herself-
examples of how they can better themselves. They're different women.
All right, and he responded by saying that you technically can't. So
you always can better yourself in some type of way.
What are you talking about in reference to that specific scenario?
Is Closet Baddie frozen? Are you frozen?
If I had,
No, I'm
four-
listening. So you're saying a woman with 4
if I had
kids
4 kids,
40.
if I was a man, I had 6 kids, right? You can't say I can't better myself. I still got these 6 kids, right? A chick's gonna be like, ooh, goddamn. She might not want to date me, but I can better myself. So y'all sound stupid.
Dude, it's in the context. And the context is, how do you better yourself to make yourself more marketable in the dating market? You keep just saying better yourself. Obviously, you can better yourself. You can make more money to support your kids and all of that.
What was the point of this question then?
He asked it. You trying to derail us.
You can't do it though.
All right, but that was his whole. All right, that was his whole entire point.
So if you can't do something, what is the point of asking it in the first place?
He wanted to know everybody else's answer. Before he
We just yelling at each other. Can't nobody hear us.
So basically, when a woman can't improve herself to get out there in the market, she is indeed replaceable. Point blank, period.
But we all said
it all comes back home.
We all said they
Your
all
ass can be replaced. What?
They all can be replaced, whether they got 4 kids or not. We just
so because so don't nobody want. You know, you trying to say I'm not going to find anybody to date me.
Hold on. Closet Baddie speaking. Go ahead, Closet Baddie.
I said so. I mean, basically, what you're saying is, it's going to be very hard for me to find somebody to date me or be in a relationship with or remarry.
I didn't say that.
Okay, so what are you saying? I can't better myself. I mean, I'm not competitive.
The whole point of me taking you down this route with this scenario was to let you know that you can be replaced. When the woman is saying they ain't
replaced, we just
everybody. Yeah, we all replaceable. You can be replaced.
You sound like an idiot.
And the second thing that actually got me to that is the fact that you can't make any improvements on your market value
Because of the 4 kids and 40?
And if that's your personal life, like I said, I hate to break your little heart.
So you're saying that she can't be marketable because she's 40 with 4 kids?
She can listen. I'm not saying there's an exception, obviously, but there's not a demand for women who are 40 with 4 kids in the dating market. There's not a name me a demographic where there's a demand for those.
Are you aware that that's a totally different conversation?
No, it relates to the same conversation.
Can I talk, bro? It's a difference between saying, if you just say, hey, nobody's going to be interested in a woman with 4 kids. You can say, I agree with that. It can happen, but overall, it's going to be a lot harder. But when you say, can you or how can you improve yourself, that's a totally different conversation. Because like I said, if I'm a dude with 6 kids, I can improve myself.
Yeah, but you ain't listening. You really got to shallow way
I'm
of
not
understanding
done.
stuff.
I'm not done. Stop interrupting me. If I turn around and make $300,000 a year, a woman ain't gonna give a shit about how many kids I got. Especially, here's another thing. It depends on the age of my kids. If I got 6 kids and they all don't left the house, guess what? It ain't gonna have shit to do with nothing because they don't live with me no goddamn more. So that has something to do with it too. If she got 4 kids, and I think she said something about somebody said they got an 18-year-old. I don't know if it was her or somebody else. Oh yeah,
I got one of them too.
Okay, so she all got 17, 18-year-olds, and they all move out the house. Guess what? Her market value it didn't get better, but it actually shifted because she doesn't have any children.
In the
Because
house.
they all are adults.
I'm of 7 and I'm 33. I'm a mom of 7 and I'm 33.
Okay.
With being a mom of 7, do you think that a woman of multiple children is still capable of finding someone?
First, let me ask you before I make the statement. Do the kids have the same father?
Yes, they do.
Okay, well, that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Okay, so this is hold on. We're talking about 7 children, okay? This is no offense to you because it's absolutely possible for you to find a quality man. What makes it a tad bit difficult is that you have to find a man who has the financial footing to take care of you and 7 children. And then you also have to be able to find a man who is going to be willing to come in and create structure in that household. 7 children on 1 person is a lot to create structure in. So there's a lot that this man is going to have to come in and do. On top of that, creating a secure space for you when you have to be a mother and you have to take care of the majority of the things that happen in a house. Are you going to have the ability to be able to love this man in a way that he needs to be loved, in a way that registers as love to him when you have to love 7 other individuals? You're going to need a man who can love those children as his own. Yep. That is a huge responsibility to put on a person who does not have those children. Those are not his kids. Right. But if I were you, no disrespect, I'll try to work it out with the father. No, hear me out.
Hold on. Thank you for playing that, JR.
Hold on, wait a minute. Y'all noticed that everything she said was about who the man had to be?
Yes, it did.
Everything that she started telling her as far as advice was everything that the man had to be. You have to find a man that's going to love your kids, that's going to be financially able to take care of them. All of those were literally demands. And I'm sure she already had those on her list. You need to love my kids the same way you would love. You have to, I'm a package deal. You got to make the money to take care of us. I'm sure she already had all of that. That's why she said a quality man, which cycles back around to what Bruiser said. Now, granted, it was a loaded question. When he asked, what can a woman do to improve herself if she's 40 with 4 kids? It's a loaded question. He already got an answer in his mind of you can't do shit about it. But let's just
so doesn't that make the question stupid if it's a loaded question? And that's what I was wondering. That's what
a woman absolutely can be
necessarily inherently stupid.
No, but when you ask questions,
hold on, y'all, because we got to make sure we sharing, because some of the most quiet people on the panel, they trying to say something. No, Shan, Ruth, Jasmine over there still knitting. Go ahead, Ruth.
Okay, I wasn't done my list. Okay, I don't wear bright colors in my hair. I don't wear wigs. I don't have long nails and loud nails, and I don't dress inappropriately. Also, I wanted to say to Closet Baddie that you absolutely can find someone. You just have to become the exception. I think now is a better chance for a woman with a divorcee with 4 kids to find someone because of the modern woman era. You know, it's not that many good women to find, so therefore you have to go the extra mile, know that you are in a competition, and act accordingly. Don't be needy, don't be clingy. Just be the opposite of what that younger woman that is your competition is. Be mature, look good, have their body right, always look nice, and always be kind. And so I think that when we say men are always improving after a breakup, it depends on what kind of man it is. Some men are foolish. They're never going to get better. They're never going to make more money. They're going to be in the comment section talking about, oh, woman got to do this, woman got to do that. That's the men that these women are talking about. We don't see the improvement. But if y'all are on the panel, you guys are improving. You guys are becoming better men after the breakup. Yeah, that's true. And a lot of times women, when we break up, we do level up, but we don't level up in those soft qualities. Like you said, your listening skills and how you talk to him. Don't emasculate him. We don't work on ourselves enough. We just think that we already a done deal. We definitely need to work on ourselves as women in general. But good women will work on themselves because we always think we're the cause of the breakup anyway. So
Hold on, I want to ask a question real quick. So if the children are grown, does that change everything for the woman?
It should.
Most definitely. And that's what I was saying. See, without context, you just can't ask like random blanket questions because it sounds stupid because everybody's situation is different. So yeah, it wasn't
a stupid question.
So both of my kids are grown, so I actually don't have children.
We're talking about you said a woman, and you said a woman in this case, JR. Don't get me wrong if I misunderstood. You saying if all of her kids, the 4 kids or the 7 kids, whatever one, all of the kids are 18. Are you saying that she can make an improvements in her market? Is that what you asking?
They don't live.
I was asking, does that change things?
Yeah.
No.
How?
It only changed the fact that you don't have to cohabitate with these kids. That's the only thing that it changed.
Isn't that the problem with kids?
No.
What's the problem with kids?
There's many other things. She stated many things.
No. You answer the question. What are the other things that you got to look out for?
Okay. In addition to what she stated, there's a loyalty factor whenever you're taking care of kids that aren't yours.
They're not in the house. I say that.
Okay, but I was talking about the things that the nuances. And then whenever they're out
not
of the
in the
house,
house, now what?
They're out of the house. Let's say all of the kids are out of the house and all the kids are 18 out of the house. She want to go make some improvements so she can get out there in the market and find somebody that's better. That she can replace. Because that's the whole initial topic is on replacing somebody. You still got to deal with the fact that you gonna run into men that want to have kids. Now what do you do?
Okay,
now
you that don't want kids. Now what? Kids out the house.
This dude was trying to where's your cape at?
Because I'm a person that
don't find
kids. There are men that don't want kids out there. I'm just answering your little stupid question, sir.
That's facts. That's
kids out the house, and she meets a man that don't want kids.
What you're doing is what females do. Every time I give you
answer the question. I'm giving you the same questions you giving to the women.
Every time I answer your question, you move the goalpost.
No, I'm not. I'm giving you questions to answer like you gave them.
I'm telling you, there's not a demand. I'm telling you, when you out here as a 35, 40-year-old man and you leveled yourself up, most of the guys around don't even want. Most of the guys are looking for a family and have kids around 35, 40.
Actually, there's a huge amount of guys over 35 that don't want kids. So if the kids are adults,
you just did it again, bro.
Can you let me? Can you calm down, sir? If you got a woman that has kids and they're out the house, her having 30 kids don't fucking matter. And if the dude don't want no kids, it don't fucking matter. Because at the end of the day, ain't no kids in the damn house. Now what? And my question to you is, I'm gonna say it again. Now what? Answer the question. Answer the question.
Every time I answer the question, you move the goalpost.
Answer the question.
You really want me to
change it, bro? Now what? Answer the question.
You losing so bad. You going to the extreme to say 30 kids.
Do you see he can't answer the question?
First of all, you can't even listen long enough to let nobody talk so you can understand the question.
I'm asking you to answer the question.
Still can't improve her mate value.
Okay, why?
Because she's got 30 kids. She done had 30 kids.
Bro, I'm joking. Go back to the 4 kids. Stop being an idiot, sir, and say, okay, 4 kids out the house, and she meets a dude that don't want no kids. Go.
Okay, so what she meet a guy, he gonna say, okay, I want to have kids, I want to have a family, I want to get married.
You don't want no kids. Do you not understand what?
Yeah, but that's sort of like, hold on real quick. That's sort of, you're doing sort of what Sweeney said. Hold on real quick. Let me respond. what you're doing right now is you're just loading the question again.
You loaded a question.
I didn't load it. Only thing I said,
Didn't he ask a loaded question? And
can I speak for 1 minute? When I said improve yourself,
1 minute.
Let me speak for 1 minute. When I said improve, hold on real quick. When I said improve yourself,
hold on.
I agree.
One mic.
I agree that was loaded. That is why I came back and I said, when I
let go, you gotta let them finish. Let go. You gotta let them finish.
Winnie, like I said, I agree that when I said improve yourself, I agree that was loaded. That's why I came back and I said, when I talk about improvement, we're talking about improving yourself, your mate value, so you can be more marketable for a better person to replace.
Right. And in the context,
it don't matter if you got 4 kids and they leave the house. You still not gonna make yourself. It's still no way to improve that.
Well, we gotta transition to the main topic. Let's go to Shan and then finish off with Sweeney, and then we'll go to the next topic. Go ahead, Shan.
Okay, so I don't want anybody to take offense to this, right? So if I must be realistic about the situation. If you have 7 kids, you have to change the way you're thinking about the relationship. Let's just be realistic, okay? If you have several kids, I can say myself, let me just use myself. I have two kids. One is in college, junior in college, one who's at home. My market of men has changed. I don't even want a man who doesn't have kids. I don't even want a guy who's under a certain age. I'm a certain age, so I want my man to be older than that. So I'm in a market of men who either have kids my child's age or older. Okay. So what happens in my situation is I have a kid who is of a certain age. He has a kid who is of that same age. They get together because everybody knows 2 is better than 1 because they keep each other company, and it works out for us. Okay. So I would say that it's not necessarily that you have to give up on love. You just have to find somebody who matches your situation. Now, having 4, 5, those upper level, it's going to be hard. You're not in an ideal situation, but is it a love lost for you? Absolutely not. You just can't go to the bachelor guy who's like the hottest thing on the market, who doesn't have any children. He's not going to be dating you. He's just not. You're not going to get these guys who maybe all the women want. You're not going to get those guys, even though I think my guy is awesome. But anyway, so we have to be realistic about who we are, our market, right? So you may have to date older. And just like Mr. Let Go said, not every man wants to start over. Some men are in their 50s. They're like, look at here. I'm just trying to get through this so we can be empty nesters. We can travel together, blah, 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 right? Yep. So I do think that it does matter the age of your kids. So if you have little kids, that's going to be kind of hard for you. You might want to wait till they get a little older, more man. And then also the behavior of your kids. That makes a big difference. So it will be helpful that your kids are well-disciplined kids, easy to work with, likable children. So all of those things will play a role in a man taking you on, even if he has kids. So all I'm saying is it's not impossible. It is very possible, but you may have to change your market a little bit.
So what exactly? So you have to change them.
We got to finish with Sweeney. Got to move on. Go ahead, Sweeney.
All right, so I'm about to actually answer Bruce's question for him because I know what he's about to say. So let's look at it this way: every woman has an ideal man in their head, right? That will work perfectly. The ideal man. And basically, what Bruiser is saying is like, if you're a woman that's 30, 40 plus years old with 4 kids, how do you improve yourself to attract that ideal man? And then what Shannon just did, which kind of proves Bruiser's point is that when you get to a certain age or when you have a certain amount of kids, you start to make concessions and start to take things off that list that that normally would have been on that list because you recognize I might not be able to pull that specific guy. Now, to Mr. Let Go's point, that's why he started, and he was kind of proving Bruiser's point as well, is that, well, now you will have to deal with an older man that don't want kids because that's typically what the type of man that don't want kids. Or you may have to deal with somebody, or you may have to let your kids move out the house and things like that, because now that's basically all in all, Bruiser's point is that if you're looking if you had the ideal man in your mind, the likelihood of you being able to pull that man or improving yourself enough with 4 kids to get that man is slim to none. So you start
Senator,
making
can I ask you a
assumptions.
question, Sweeney?
So real
Go
Can I
fast,
ask you a
let
question?
me
Go ahead.
clarify something real
I just
fast.
want to ask him. I just want to ask him a question real quick.
Okay.
The actual topic that we're specifically on is how can you improve,
Right.
or are you irreplaceable, right? And that was what we was talking about. Not do you have to change your wants and your needs, or do you have a prototypical man in your mind? Y'all making up dumb shit in order to prove a point. So the point is, can a woman improve if a woman has children that don't live with her? And they made the changes in that conversation. So how they actually go against his point, because he didn't have no damn point.
So you made a statement that didn't have a question. So you interrupted me to ask a question, and you never actually answered the question.
I asked the question. My question wasn't
Me.
the point about changing and improving yourself, and not the dumb shit that you and Bruiser are talking about?
You have
Well,
to
not
understand.
Bruiser,
Well, to answer your question, you have to first understand what Bruiser was actually asking. That's why he was nodding his head in agreement when I described exactly what he was talking about.
I asked the question, wasn't we talking about improving yourselves? Yes or no?
Yes, but never mind. Never mind. Go ahead, Shane. You said you wanted to respond, right?
No, I just wanted to clarify some things, because I think that when we think of the man I'm talking about, it's like I'm lowering my standard. I know this. You don't have to lower your standard. You're just in a different place in life. He's in a different place in life. This can be a great guy. He's just at a different time in his life. I call it the autumn season, right? Because I think that life has different seasons. He's just where he's retired, or he's, that doesn't mean he's less of a man. He's just older, and his priorities are a little different. He's been there, done that. So I just want to be clear that you don't necessarily have to. I mean, unless you just not at the par. You don't necessarily.
He may have more money.
All right, so do you think that's realistically the older women get? They start to make concessions about the things that the ideal mate.
Well, I think that the older you get, the things you want change. Period. Like the things that I was in my 20s and 30s are totally different from the things I were in my 40s.
Well, you know that in this space, we ask women across the spectrum, regardless of age, and they all tend to describe the same exact type of man. Ideal. Ideal.
That could still be the same
But
thing.
the ideal isn't a point, though.
No, you know what's happening, Queen?
I'm just saying how it's not about ideal man. What does that have to do with
Mr. Lego, we got it. You don't know what we're talking about.
Sweeney, what they're doing is they picking man that they have less competition to get. They looking at their competition when they try to make their so-called improvements. They realize they can't compete, so they picking men that are not in that they don't have to worry about other women competing for.
That's false. That's false. That's false.
That's
absolutely false.
Get an
That's
older
not
man.
what we're doing. Absolutely not. That's not what we're doing. We are not picking men that don't want to
You
be
ain't gonna
picked.
never see me with a man that.
So this is what I was saying last week. The same cornball red pill bullshit.
Oh my God.
Who said anything about anything red pill?
It's the same dumb cornball bullshit. You ask these.
When you lose, that's what you do. You pull a red pill card.
Like you just said, Sweeney. You ask these. What is the name of the question? You ask these closed or something type of question.
Jesus Christ, bro.
All right, hold on. Like
and you already know the answers to the goddamn question. And then when they answer the question, you turn around and say, "But what about this?" And you start moving the goddamn goalpost.
You look like a red pill.
We gotta move on, y'all. We gotta move on. I know Pineapple and Ruth. Go ahead, Ruth, and respond.
I just wanted to say, if you're 40, you also have to. You still have a little window to have children. You might have to be open to having children. I know a woman that she got remarried or married at an older age, but she was like, "I'm not having no kids." But you have to be open minded. If you can, then I agree you should do it.
All right.
All of these are
bad. He said absolutely.
You guys welcome to the people. Let's talk. Make sure with the like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Let's go ahead and get to this main topic. I get to the super chats on the back end. Main topic is not everyone is mature enough to live a married life. It requires a certain aptitude and grace. Here we go.
People won't adjust the way they distribute love because they make not only receiving love about them, they make giving love about them. Your husband says, baby, I'm finna buy you a Versace purse. And you're like, babe, I don't want no Versace purse. No, I'm getting you one. The reason he wants to do it is so he can post online that he bought it for you. It's not about you. It's about somebody celebrating what he did for you. That's selfishness. So when we talk about loving one another, we're supposed to be figuring out, how do I fuel you? And if I properly fuel you, you should be asking, in reciprocity of maturity, how do you fuel me? Which means what Jesus said about marriage is law. Jesus said marriage is for the mature. He didn't say it was for the horny. He didn't say it is for the lonely. He didn't say it was for the financially struggling. And he did not mention your biological clock. He said it is for the mature. Maturity represents wisdom. Maturity represents restraint. Maturity represents I do what I have to do even when I don't want to do it. And many people will say, well, you don't know how she treats me. I don't know how she treats you, but I do know what you're responsible for. When we talk about marriage, the big word we got to use now is maturity, and ask myself, babe, what do you want? Baby, I want quality time. If you're an antsy person who don't like to sit still, that's hard. Oh, we got to go somewhere. So you got to carve that out in your brain. All right, on Tuesday, I'm going to take her to her favorite restaurant, Golden Corral. Baby, go down that line and get everything you want. Country fried.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Go ahead, Ruth. And then we'll go to Bree.
Now I'm like Jasmine with my mouth full, but basically, yeah, marriage is for the mature. I had a post up the other day, and it was like sometimes marriage is 50-50, 70-30, 80-20. You're gonna laugh, you're gonna cry, you're gonna fight, you're gonna get along. And people are like, that's not how a marriage is supposed to be. I'm like, what world do you live in where marriages don't have ups and downs, and you have to meet and compromise and balance each other out and find out what that person needs? You just need to know who you're dealing with and try to grow. A lot of times, and this has to go back to what we were talking about before. If you have a fixed mindset, I can't change, I am who I am, that person has to work around me, then it's not going to work. But if you have a growth mindset where I can improve myself, I can become a better wife, a better husband, a better person in a relationship, a better parent, then you have a chance, you have a shot at making a successful marriage, because keeping a marriage is much harder than just getting married. So that's a totally different thing. But people are not willing to grow and grow up and mature and let things go and pick your battles. Even with your kids, you got to do that. So you definitely have to do that in a relationship. But you have to know who you're dealing with, know yourself, be self-aware, and just try to avoid a lot of the problems by being self-aware.
All right. Go ahead, Bree.
Marriage is work. This is coming from a person who was married, divorced, but I got married young. When you marry young, your mindset is totally different. How you view things is totally different. And then you grow and you realize that, damn, I had some work to do. So then you go into different relationships and you find the things that you don't like, and then you change. But marriage is work. I think people have this misconception of marriage being just like this fun, easy thing, and it's not. It's a legit job. Now, there are fun aspects, but if you're not willing to work with your partner, it's just no point of being married.
All right, go ahead, Jasmine.
Yes, I definitely agree. Marriage is for the mature. I was definitely looking to be married like in a younger space, and I still want to be married, of course, but I was just saying, like, I was trying to kind of rush into it thinking like, oh, I'm ready for marriage, stuff like that. But now the things that I've learned and stuff, I'm kind of glad I didn't get married earlier, because I'm pretty sure it wouldn't have made it. It wouldn't have lasted. So I'm glad that I'm in the space now where I've done that work, and now I'm ready to, I can communicate my expectations better, and I can be a better partner and stuff. So now I'm actually in a better space to be married. So yeah, it definitely would take that maturity. Now, I didn't really get the video's example where he was talking about like, you get her a bag, you got to be grateful for the bag or something like that. But I mean, maybe he was talking about like just letting your partner lead, or letting your partner, I guess, do for you whatever their love language is. I know that's like a trigger word or whatever, but like, I guess letting your partner be in their love language, and I guess what makes them feel good. But I don't know. I just don't think the material aspect of it has anything to do with maturity of marriage. But I don't know. That one part was just kind of confusing.
All right. Go ahead, Lego.
Part of my maturity in accepting is accepting the nature of a woman. And in a marriage, you have to accept, like, she's gonna do dumb shit. You gonna do dumb shit. She ain't gonna like what you do. You ain't gonna like what, you know, it's a lot of things that you're not going to like about the person that you actually picked. And that is, for what I got from the video, maturity. And that's where the women or children ideology came from. Because if I can accept my daughter just running around spazzing out, crying, or, you know, not wanting to listen, and I don't want to kick her out the house or whatever, just per se, why can't I give my woman the same type of grace? Because that's the thing. If you don't accept, if you have a little person that no matter what they do, you gonna deal with it, why can't you do the same thing with this other little person walk around your house? You ready to kick her ass out? Like, no, you got to be mature enough to accept. You have boundaries, you know, you have rules, you have parameters, but as long as they stay within them parameters and they respect you and they listen to you and you both understand each other, and you give each other space when y'all need to give each other space, because you do the same thing with anybody you kin to, you live in a house with. Why you can't do the same thing for your woman? And that's what maturity actually looks like. It's the acceptance that the other person that you're cohabitating with, married to, or in a relationship with isn't the same as you. They're totally different. They're almost the opposite of you. But you got to be mature enough to accept that as a fact and not try to make the person exactly like you, because that's never going to happen.
All right, go ahead, Sham Monet.
I think so. I for one, nowadays, I don't think that every man is meant to be a husband and every woman was meant to be a wife. Okay. I think that there's a certain mentality that goes along with that. I think it requires you to step outside of yourself to think about another person, and a lot of people are not willing to take that responsibility. I think that if you're going in a relationship talking about what can a person do for you, you're already starting out wrong, because it's all about you. It should be about the team partnership. And I think it's, somewhat like a business. I don't like to call it that, but it is somewhat like a business. And not everybody you can go into business with. You can love them from afar, but that doesn't necessarily mean you need to go into a committed relationship with them. So I just think of it as, I do think that it takes maturity. And because all of that is maturity, right? A person who's willing to stay there through the hard times, understand that nobody's perfect, but I'm going to stick here. I made a vow to you to stick here with you through thick and through thin. How many people can really commit to that and stick with it? And that takes a level of maturity. So I do agree with the topic that you do have to be mature enough to be in a marriage. Everybody who's in a marriage is not mature. That's why they don't last. But yeah.
All right, go ahead, Closet Body. Batty.
Closet Body, huh? I guess I got to change my name now. I was married. I married young. You know, we probably never should have got married, and it was a disaster. But I'll do it again, hands down, because I love what marriage stands for, and it is hard. I went into it naive, like, okay, this is forever. We gonna fight through this. We gonna work through everything. I got your back. You got my back. But in reality, it takes two. And if both of you don't feel that way, it won't work. One person cannot carry the marriage, like both people got to be willing to work just as hard for y'all to be together. And then it's sad because we in a society where, we don't have a lot of examples, especially Black couples that are staying married. We kind of put, you know, a lot of celebrities and stuff on these pedestals, like, you know, I want a marriage like, you know, such and such. I mean, I'm still rooting for her, and I think they're gonna last forever, Obama, Michelle. But really think about it. Who else is there? You know, I mean, I guess we could say Russell, Sierra, you know, but there ain't really a whole lot of examples. And let's be honest, I can't speak for everybody on this panel, but ain't nobody in my family married right now. You know, and half of them, and half of them never got married. My parents were never married. You know, my brothers aren't married. I think two of my aunts, you know, might have just got married, you know, in their 60s. So, you know, it's hard out here because people, I don't think, marry with the same intentions that they did years ago. People marry like, hell, if it don't work out, I'm gonna go ahead and divorce, and I'm gonna go find me another one, and that's not what it's about. So you just got to find somebody that you share values with, you share morals with, and that's willing to fight just as hard as you for y'all to stay together. Because when I do it again, it really is for life. So I'm gonna pick carefully. I'll take as long as it takes, and that's my take on it.
All right, go ahead, Pink Pineapple. You're on mute, just so you know. We can't hear you.
Oops, sorry. Emotional maturity is key. Maturity overall in a multitude of aspects is key in any relationship, and especially in a marriage. So, I mean, I totally agree. No one person should carry the relationship on their back, but shit happens. You know what I mean? And I feel like oftentimes that can go in either person's favor, like depending upon what's going on in a household or in a marriage. Somebody gets sick, somebody loses a job, and I'm just saying from a multitude of aspects, not necessarily just financial or physical, but like just a multitude of things that could happen that could affect you negatively. And you have to be strong enough and mature enough, I think, to be able to take that on when the other person isn't, because that's what a marriage is about. You know what I mean? Being there for each other throughout it all. So it is key. I agree.
All right. Bruiser and Sweeney. Go ahead, Bruiser.
Yeah, I agree with him. His marriage is for people who are mature, you know, people who are fully developed, you know, mentally, emotionally, you know, ready for marriage, being able to be responsible adults, having enough experience to make sound decisions. And for men specifically, being able to provide for a family, being able to be the man of the house and lead and, you know, show direction of where you want to go with your family. And a woman being able to insert herself into that plan and the same path and being able to be a cooperative mate and support you. And it's all about communicating expectations. Whenever you mature and you're actually ready to get in marriage, the way to make it successful and the way to make it last is communicating with your spouse about how you want to cooperate. You know, you have some spouses that want to take care of, you know, resources together evenly. And then you got couples that want to, look, I'm going to take care of the resources and I just need you to do X, Y, and Z for me. You know what I'm saying? I think specifically for a woman, I think that where they drop the ball is that they don't want to be a helpmeet. And I think that y'all are y'all changing the terms by saying that's more like a pick me or something like that. But I don't think it is. But I think women lack the ability to be a helpmeet in these days because you got women trying to be equal and putting themselves on the same playing field. So they don't really want to play a supportive role in the marriage. They want to have an even amount of say so on the direction of the marriage. And that's where, you know, we drop the ball at. So.
Go ahead, Sweeney.
Oh shit. I think everybody pretty much, I think everybody had valid points. I don't think there's too much more I can add to it. I think it does require a level of maturity because marriage is a series of hills and valleys. What I tend to notice, and this is kind of to speak specifically to Closet Baddie's point, where she was talking about the examples of marriage, right? What I tend to notice a lot of the times is that we try to find the problems in marriages, even when they appear successful. So we're here, oh, this couple's been together for 60 years, and we're looking at, oh,
he put her through a lot of bullshit. You know what I mean? Or he must have been most of that must have been unhappy, rather than realizing that they understood the assignment. They had the maturity to be able to make it through all the hills and valleys. That's why their marriage stood the test of time. So, and we do that a whole lot. And when you don't recognize that you're gonna have a lot of lows, I think somebody said something about a guy sat in my chair today. He told me about how life has a way of give you really good highs and very humbling lows. And I think a lot of the times we don't realize that the lows doesn't necessarily mean that that's the end of the marriage or that's the end of it all. It's just you're being tried right now. God is trying you. And he's trying your relationship, and nothing happens for no reason. So I think we need to start. We always talk about how we don't see no example. We all got examples of successful marriages somewhere around us, whether that's the pastor at the church or a person at the church or the parents or a friend of yours. We all have successful versions of it. I think it's better for us to start seeking out what those look like rather than always recognizing and talking about the well, I guess you can't have a public discussion without talking about the shit that people go through in marriage. But as far as looking for examples for how your marriage should go, I think you should probably start seeking out the positive examples of marriage. And I don't mean like everything is perfect, but recognizing, okay, what kind of qualities do these two people have that allow them to withstand the trials and tribulations that they go through within their marriage? That's what I think we should start seeking out.
And I'm beginning to learn that I challenge Mr. Letgo to change the way he think that his maturity as within himself. I know you stated your maturity as a man is being able to accept a woman's nature, that she's just gonna do dumb shit, quote unquote. Those were your words. I would challenge you to look at maturity from a different angle, as positioning yourself as a husband, being able to be a spouse to a woman, instead of thinking that, because all humans do, human nature, the nature of a human, all of us do bad things or stupid stuff, man and women. It's not just a woman nature to do dumb stuff. And that might sound like I'm putting a cape on for women with a simp, but it's just human nature. We all gonna have disagreements. Everybody come from different walks of life and different backgrounds to do stupid stuff that you might not think sits right with you. But as far as maturity as a man for marriage, I don't think it should be solely on whether a woman is doing something stupid. It should be on what can you bring to the table. How, like the pastor said, how can you fuel your spouse, your woman? You know what I'm saying? What can you do? How can you cooperate with her in the household and as a husband?
Well, let me add to what you just said. I did say we men do stupid stuff. I literally said that. So the only thing you heard was when I say women do stupid shit. I say men do stupid shit too. But overall, the man is the head of the household. So he can't go too far in doing stupid shit because he is the end all be all when it comes to the direction of the family. So to a certain degree, the acceptance is the maturity that I brought up, because you have to accept the fact that a woman is going to get emotional. A woman is going to, she's going to have her days. She's going to have, it's not about doing stupid shit, but women are more emotional than men. And I think a lot of men, just on YouTube, just by what they say, because I don't know how they live, they don't seem to either understand women or accept their nature. It's always trying to fight their nature. And the maturity that I spoke of is the acceptance of it with parameters. Because if you keep acting crazy, if you go too far, you get the hell out. But at the end of the day, if we can work this out and you get upset, you do this, you do that, but you don't go too far with it, and you stay in the room with me, you don't storm out the room slamming doors and shit, we okay, and then you set parameters with the acceptance that she is going to do stupid shit. Because guess what? You are going to do stupid shit too, as a man in her mind. And as long as y'all are okay with those parameters, y'all are good. We can't go in these relationships thinking the man is going to be perfect or thinking the woman is going to be perfect. And I think that's one of the problems that men and women face. They don't accept that the other person is way flawed than just imperfect. They're extremely flawed. They got their own trauma. They don't went through that. They got abandonment issues. They talk over you. They got all these issues, the man and the woman. And when y'all start arguing and going back and forth, you got to sit back and say, whoa, why are we arguing? It's me not accepting the other person's problem or issue. Let me slow down a little bit and let me hear them, because acceptance is hearing and seeing somebody.
What did he just say?
Hey, quick question. Besides Sweeney, anybody else on the panel currently married?
I'm a husband. I'm just not married.
You said besides Sweeney?
Yeah.
I'm married.
Mr. Lego, shut the hell up.
What, you jealous that I'm a husband?
That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard. Don't talk no more for the rest of the show. That's the dumbest shit.
You sound like you jealous.
No, I sound like somebody who just heard some stupid shit.
He said he identifies as a husband.
Yeah. We in a day and age you can identify, whatever you want to identify.
Right. And I need you to respect my pronouns, sir.
Oh, man, I ain't respecting shit. That was some goofy. Go ahead, Bruiser. What was you saying, bro?
Somebody was asking a question.
Before Sweeney came in saying dumb shit.
No, that was dumb. I'm just responding to it, which makes me dumb. Because now my dumb ass was responding to your dumb ass shit. Well, how do we get here?
Like I did want to bring some up too, because I noticed some of the ladies said that they were young. So I know we have people listening, and we do have some young ladies that may be listening, or either some mothers. There's no issue with marrying young, right? It's just that you guys wasn't prepared, right?
Absolutely.
I shouldn't have married. Yeah. So I think he prayed on that. So there's no issues with marrying young if they're supposed to be together now.
Yeah,
So
no,
I
I know
don't-
some people that married young now. My brother to be exact, and they're still together. So
Okay. So
And
then,
I'm married young also.
okay. So then, like, what can we tell younger people, or how can we prepare our sons and daughters to be able to marry early if that's an option for them?
Look
think
at
by
the red
25
flags, and fix them if they fixable before you get married. I always tell people that, marriage is not going to magically make the problems you had in your relationship go away. So if you having problems in your relationship, and I mean, mild problems, not, some, he can't stop cheating on me or he a pathological liar. No, I'm just talking about, just, problems. Fix it before you get married. Because once you get married, people get comfortable, and they like, well, we married now. I mean, I guess, and it gets really hard to try and deal with those problems then. So the biggest advice I have is to, get as strong as you can in that relationship, get on the same page, counseling, whatever you need to do, and understand what a healthy marriage looks like, because you will argue, you will go through, lows, everything won't be great all the time.
won't be
You know,
glitter.
yeah, so you both gotta be in this fight together. You both got to be willing, to do just as much. Like I said, no one person can carry the relationship. That's exhausting, and it's not fair.
and the
Is
parents.
Jonathan still eating? Okay, I'm sorry.
It starts with programming. So the parents have to program their children to be wives, to be husbands, because by the time you're 18, 19, if you have that public school or feminism programming, that's hard to shake. They don't even, you might tell them about relationships. That's too late to tell them. And they already have their minds, formed and fixed to go into a marriage and demand and not support and not give and just take. So you just have to, the parents have to instill that in them. And if that wasn't given to you, then you have to unlearn a lot of things and learn the proper way. Learn from people that are married, that are successfully married.
And I'll jump in since I was married at a young age, just as a male. It's important to make sure that you get around older men that will give you good advice, because you can hang around a whole bunch of single friends and you don't got married at a young age, but all your homeboys still out here smashing chicks left and right. You could turn around and get pulled almost out of your whole marriage because your homeboys run around doing crazy stuff. So you have to surround yourself, because I was lucky enough where all my homeboys, like, well, 3 of my other homeboys, we all got married somewhere in the same period of time, not the same time. And we kind of like held each other down. We can call each other like, yo, man, my wife did this, and they could turn around and say, yeah, my wife did that, instead of like, man, forget her. Like, let's get out of the club. You know what I'm saying? Let's do this. So I had a good foundation of males around me that understood my issues or my ups and downs of my marriage, because they had issues and ups and downs of their marriage.
Are they still married?
They are. I'm the only one that's not married.
What age was everybody when they got married? That married young?
We was like, what, 19, 20, something like that. We didn't get married at the exact same time, but we all got married somewhere within the same, I'd say 2-year span or something like that.
I was 22.
Yeah.
Same, 22.
Yeah. I was 19.
But I'll tell you, having kids at a young age, there's a beautiful side to it, because my kids grown as hell, and I ain't
I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I'm looking forward to that. Young with no kids in the house.
Yeah,
I would have
when
been
you
an
can,
empty nester this year, but I started over. So
yo, when you can actually meet your kids out to eat and not go have to pick them up, and then that's a good. Okay, I'll meet you over on this side. You ain't got to pick nobody up. You can just drive there, and they drive there, and y'all meet up. You ain't got to take nobody home. You ain't got to pick nobody up from school.
Beautiful.
Like, that shit is so beautiful.
It's beautiful.
I'm telling y'all.
Oh my God.
Having kids at a young age is beautiful.
I said that for a reason, because I think at 25 it would have been a more appropriate age to get married. 24, 25 would have been more appropriate, because you don't really, your brain doesn't even close up until
I agree.
Fully develop until that age. So you don't know yourself, you don't have any experience. So you might think the first serious person, you took them seriously. You took marriage seriously, and then you paid the price later on. So, and I also think that some men, it does matter that you are divorcee. And we had this conversation before, not here, but some men do consider that you were married before.
I will say that even though at 22, if I had married the right partner, I would still be married. There were some red flags, like some really, really big ones that, that youth to tell you like, oh, we can get through this. Oh, you don't want to listen. You don't want to read the writings on the wall. So if I had somebody who, had good intentions for me, I think I'd still be married. I definitely married the wrong person. And that's where the youth came in, not stopping. Like, now you show me a couple red flags, I'm exiting stage left. Like, oh no, boo boo. We good.
So you were the red flag, because you couldn't see.
No, I was not the red flag.
You didn't have discernment.
Yeah. You're right. If you want to say it like that, yes. I ignored it. I put it like this. I was with a man who, he identified as a single man with no kids. But when I was 7 months pregnant with our son, he revealed to me that he had an ex-wife and 2 kids.
What?
That's a good reason to dip.
Yeah, and I didn't. I married him. So that's what I said. The red flags, you know. Yeah. And I'm trying to think, did he tell me that after we got engaged or before? He might have told me after we got engaged.
So was he a bad man overall?
Yeah.
Huh?
Was he a bad man overall?
Overall? Maybe not, but he wasn't a good husband. I tell you that.
What does that mean?
Well, he lost his job and then decided to become a house husband and was completely okay with his wife working 70 hours a week and being at the house and not doing anything. And he told me that he didn't think that God wanted him to work.
God.
God told him
Yeah.
don't work.
Yeah.
Oh,
And to this day, I don't think he works. He married another who takes care of him.
Oh, so you found a girl in his market.
So you don't know that, you think that. So that's not good to say.
I do know that.
You just said you think it to this day.
Oh, well, who gonna take care of him? He's not working.
You said you
So-
think he doesn't work.
He don't work.
He don't work.
You ain't
If
getting
he
no
worked-
child support, huh?
Yeah, he don't work. He don't work.
Every man ain't a good man, and y'all just accept
No,
that.
he don't work. He laid up. He found him a good one. You know, he found him a good one.
You ain't
Third
never
time
had to.
around.
You ain't never asked the question. Like I had a friend who's always saying to find herself in these like wild situations with like men, right? And I asked her one day. I said, "You ain't never asked. You ever wonder and ask the question, how the fuck did I get here?"
Morgan. Oh.
Like, because I think about all the men in the world, right? I think about all the men in the world, and I'm like, how
Hey,
did you
Morgan.
wind up with the worst type?
I think he's talking to you, Morgan. Shit. I already know. You ain't got to tell me. How did I get here?
Well, if I can answer the question, I would tell men specifically, because men are the ones who're supposed to choose a wife. We're talking about marriage. How to get, I think your question was how to get married and stay married, right, JR? How would you tell your son, your daughters? coming
Yeah.
up, so
Yeah.
they won't end up in divorce at a young,
Yeah,
trying
so-
to get married at a young age. So basically, I would say for the men specifically, you want to be married, given you want to be married, you're young, and you want to stay married. You know, before you start dating, make sure you're in a position. You know, make sure you're self-sustaining. Make sure you're in a position already before you even start dating, ensuring you're self-sustaining and you're able to provide for a family. This is before you even start. Don't even vet for a wife until you've done this work.
Did you do that?
And did I do that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did that. And then whenever you, everything else needs to everything else, all the compatibility and stuff, making sure this person's the right person. Now you got to sit down and have a conversation and vet and figure out how to cooperate. But you need to have those basic things need to be down for men. And then you figure out, okay, can she fit with me? You know what I'm saying? Am I willing to provide for her and have a family with her? Can she cooperate? Is she submissive? Is she willing to be down with me? And then that's when you take it to that, you know, you start proposing and getting engaged and stuff. But men need to have those basic things down, because I think the reason for, I don't know, I have to look it up, but for these young marriages, I think the reason for these divorces is finances, if I'm not mistaken. I know for a whole in general is finances, but I don't know from ages 21 to 25 or whatever age that they're getting divorced at a young age at a high rate. But I would just say, make sure that you're capable of providing for your family. Those basic things need to be done before you even start vetting a wife.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Well, I would think that there has to be a level of understanding if you get married young. That, like, all right, so when me and Mr. Lego was joking about having kids young, right? Now I'm sure I think he said that he had some other things going on in his life. But when I had kids young, but the reality is that while I had the energy and all of that to deal with my kids and all of that, we were broke. But there was a level of understanding. She was broke, I was broke, we was broke, kids broke. You know what I mean? So there has to be a level of understanding that you have to go through the lumps of life before you get to the point where success comes into play. Because now, yeah, we started off broke, but
Now we own a house, and I mean, we still quintessentially broke. You know what I mean? But like, it's not the, it's just it's levels to this shit. But like, we live a normal life. You know what I mean? Like, but when you have kids, if you get married young and you have kids young, you have to have the understanding that you're not coming out the gates with a shit ton of money. You're not coming out the gates like that. There's progression in life. You earn money over time. So as long as you have that understanding, you should be able to make it. Finances, as long as you get the basic shit done, finances should never be a problem unless you got outlandish expectations. What people tend to do is they live outside their means when they're young.
Exactly.
Or I wouldn't even say that they live outside their means, because it's impossible to live outside your means when you're actually broke. But you have lofty expectations and champagne taste with beer money. And you don't accept the fact that you have beer money and just get the fucking beer. You go and you try to, and you want champagne. You can't get champagne. And you look at your partner and say, why can't we get champagne?
Well, I agree with you about the understanding. Whenever you in a relationship and you might not be able to provide. But if it's me right here, sitting right here today, and I'm talking to a young man and I'm giving my recommendation, I don't feel comfortable giving them a recommendation to go look for a wife when they can't provide. So yeah, obviously it's gonna take you to go and do some work, and you probably not even gonna get married young. To be honest, you probably gonna end up getting married around 30. You know what I'm saying? So that I feel more comfortable telling men to go and do it that way, because I believe that model works. I think it's taking a risk whenever you can't provide the lifestyle that the ideal woman you want to be with may want.
And if you can't provide as a man, at some point you're going to implode emotionally and start blaming your wife or your girl or your kids. Like, damn, man, y'all the reason why I can't. And then you're just going to be looking out the window like, man, I want to be out there instead of in here, because in your mind, you have a certain sense of escapism. Instead of you busting your ass, getting a second job, you're going to think that the world is calling you, and you just want a better life so you can escape this one. But you go out there, you're going to get treated the same way, because if you're broke here, you're going to be broke there. So we have to be careful that we don't try to escape our problems thinking that over here or over there, like the passport bros, oh, I'm gonna go get a woman over there. No, they getting robbed and killed over there. Like, you can't escape yourself. So you got to get your stuff together, get your money right, because whether you married, single, or whatever, your life is going to be trash if you are trash as a person. You have to upgrade yourself regardless of what's going on in your environment, because you're going to respond to your environment, and your environment is going to respond to you. It's like, if you ain't got no heat and it's cold outside, your house going to be cold. So at the end of the day, you got to turn on heat. You got to make some shit happen inside your house first, because what's going on around you is going to affect you if you don't have a base of whether it's money or mental fortitude. The environment is just going to eat your ass up.
So when we talking to young people, right? And we're talking to young men, and we're saying a state of provision, right? What exactly are we referring to when we say provide? Because if I'm putting food on my table, but you happen to be able to put steak on your table, but I put fucking pork chops on my table, we're both still providing. You may be able to, you're heating a 5-bedroom house that you own. I'm heating a 3-bedroom apartment that I rent.
You talking about luxury.
Right. So that's why I said, when I say that broke, I mean, this is where you at. You're not middle class because you have to graduate into that. That's not something you start at. You grow into that. As you grow older, you know what I mean? There's a reason why middle class are most likely between the ages of 35 and I think it's like 47 or 56 or some shit like that. I can't remember the exact ages. It's because, is it 45? Yeah, 30. There's a reason why it's between those ages, because that's the next stage where people tend to be in the middle class. But when there's a reason, like, you go and you get IKEA furniture, Sometimes you shop at Walmart for your kids' clothes. You graduate into being able to buy maybe a pair. There's a reason why Pro Wings used to be a thing back in the day. Everybody couldn't get Nikes. Some motherfuckers could just buy Pro Wings.
So to answer your question, when we talk about provisions and levels of provision, I'm not necessarily talking about the luxury part of it. I'm saying, okay, look, if I make this amount of money or we bringing in this amount of resources, our lifestyle has to fit it. You know what I'm saying? We can't have Gucci and Louis and roll around in BMWs and Mercedes. We got to deal with the Pontiac, Toyota, whatever, until we can elevate our lifestyle. And that means that she has to be cooperative, because more often than not, it's the woman who tends to want the lifestyle to be elevated. She wants to be able to compete with her peers on a level of lifestyle. It becomes attractive to her. And she feel like, okay, you need to make more money so I can have nicer things. And that's fine, because some women feel that they're entitled to it, and they have a right to ask for it. If that's what you want, that's what you want. Can you do it? Can you provide it? Can you be a man in your household and say, hey, look, I can't provide that right now, because then we'll be above our expense threshold. Then we'll start going to debt. Can you be man enough to say no? You get what I'm saying? Can she be woman enough in a cooperative role in the marriage to say, yes, okay, baby? And then you respond like, look, I can't do it now, but later on, I'm gonna be able to do that. I'm writing down all the things you want, on where later on I'm gonna be able to get those things. But that cooperative, ain't nobody got time for that.
So what I would say to that then is what I would explain to young people is to teach them reality, rather than having like social media isn't real. Your real reality, like for instance, if you're a parent that's gone to trade school, more often than not, your kids are going to do the same thing. College education is an elite institution. So to teach your kids reality is to tell them, hey, look, there's programs at your school that will get you to go to college. But the reality is that if you do not do this, student loans is in your future. And if you don't want student loans, I don't advise you to go to college. Reality is saying, hey, you in college right now, you're searching for a guy. The best time for you to find a husband is in college, where all the men at your level would be, all y'all are going to grow pretty much the same level. It's teaching your kids reality that way, that they don't come out there into the world with lofty expectations. Because what I would tell my daughter is, the shit that I provide for you, I got it because of hard work in my and I progressed longer in my age group. Your husband at 23 is not going to be able to do the same things for you that I did, or not going to do the same things for you that I'm doing for my wife and my family. Y'all going to get there, because that's what I'm raising y'all to do. I'm raising you to be able to naturally progress through life. But the reality is that doesn't come up front.
The reality is the work. So you going to see student loans in the future, or you going to maintain a 3.5, 4.0?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So that means you got to do the work. That's the reality behind it. You get what you work for.
Let me tell y'all something. When my daughters would meet a young boy or whatever, right? And the boy ain't got no job. And I'm like, what are you doing? He ain't got no job. And they'll be like, Daddy, he's only this age. And the first thing I turn around and say, well, I had a job when I was 13. What are you talking about? Well, that's a different era. I'm like, it's easier now. We got the internet. What the hell are you talking about? Like, why don't he have a job at 13? Like, what is he doing? And they'll literally argue with me and tell me that when I was 13, thing was different.
Wait, weren't you selling drugs?
Huh?
Weren't you selling drugs?
Well,
no, shut up.
No. Cut grass. He cut grass.
No.
Cut grass. And shoveling sand.
All right, let me go ahead and get to these. Let me get to these super chats, man. Ikene $2 says, if you not with your first baby father, you are already replaced. Ikene again $2 says, nobody is indispensable, but everyone is unique. Will says, Jenny is the most despicable character in the film history. Me University, $2 says men don't care about dying, only death of ego. Diddy says when them options start getting dry. Congo English, $10 says great point, Sweeney. And lastly, BZ, $20 says sometimes you are just going to have to fight for the other person. Some people are simply not strong or mature enough to nurture the relationship, and you need to pick up the slack. Just saying, fight for your family. Yeah, that was some great advice. Go ahead.
I just want to say, and just for the record, I did have a job when I was 13. I sold drugs, but I had a job also. I cut grass. I did all kinds of stuff. So
I would say, man, what did he just say? To Mr. Lego's point about her coming home and saying, "Oh, he doesn't." I think one of the most important qualities to find out is what is his motivation behind the reason why he moves the way he moves. Because there's a lot of like if his motivate, like if you ask him, like because there's a lot of people that got jobs, right? But what's your motivation behind your job? If you find yourself, if you're a young woman and you find yourself a man that's motivated to work because he wants to take care of those around him, that's a good man.
like my motivation was to get out of the
Don't
problem.
nobody care about your motivation.
No, I'm just saying, I totally agree because my motivation was there when I was a kid. So I totally agree with you. Do young people have motivation? My motivation was get out of the hood. Did y'all have that same type of motivation?
I went to the damn hood.
Huh?
Let me go ahead and get to this super chat right here. TS with the 100 ball says, if she's amazing, she won't be easy. If she's easy, she won't be amazing. If she's worth it, you won't give up. If you give up, you're not worthy. Truth is, everybody is going to hurt you. You just got to find the ones worth suffering for. Bob Marley.
A bar.
Yeah. And also, too, something to keep in mind is that for the people who don't have experience with marriage or have somebody teach them the game, I think people have to understand the responsibility that comes with the vows. You know, I think it's a huge responsibility that's surrounded, and I don't think people really understand it. And so I think when they look at society today and how people are easily divorced, and they just think that they can just hop in and hop out. But it holds a lot of weight. And I think that's the reason why people go all the way to do it. So understand the seriousness of it, that when you go to that altar and you take them vows, it's a serious game that you're playing at that point. And I did see a couple of super chats that talk about fighting. And I think Closet Batty was saying it takes two. I do agree that sometimes it may have to be one person that's fighting for it. And just to give it an opportunity to see if it can actually go somewhere. I don't think nobody ever wants to give up. So at least like one person should be in the fight, and then maybe they might be able to influence or change behavior or either have a different result. But if you're young, just understand that it is a serious game. And when you make that move, just make sure that you're going to be in it for the long run and not nothing temporary, just despite what we see out here. So there's a lot of good marriages. I do know a lot of people that have excellent marriages, and I don't think that they are celebrated enough. I do believe people do speak on it, but they're just not heard. All the toxic and all the drama and stuff, that's what's really being pushed out here. So if you're going to do it, just make sure you do it right. And if you do have children, let's make sure we try to make a difference for the future, because them the people that's going to be leading the world. We're going to be exiting at some point in time because don't nobody live forever. So let's make sure we do our job as far as leaving the space and the world in a better place.
And to Sweeney's point, the motivation, ladies, ask a man what is his motivation to starting a family or getting married or whatever it is that he said he wants to do. Because just thinking about it, my motivation to get married was part of the motivation to get out of the hood. I wanted a better life, and I wanted to have a better life on my own. And I wanted to start a family, and I want to do something that was different than what my mom did, which was single motherhood. So my motivation was to get out of the hood, buy a house, start a family. And I literally did that. but I stayed as long as I could because I ended up, ending the marriage. But altogether, I built what I built as a young person mainly because I was motivated to actually change my narrative. So ask a man what his motivation is.
That's why I failed, because you were trying to change your childhood to your future decisions with your relationships, your marriage, and your demographics. When you get into marriage, you gotta put all that shit that you went through behind you. Especially if you get out of it. You can't use none of that as an excuse. You don't want to bring that into your household saying, the reason why I'm here with you, woman, is because of my mama and where I came from, and I want to get my kid. No, it need to be something deeper between you and your wife. You need to be with this woman because you love her spiritually, emotionally, physically, all those things.
Shit.
Guess what, though, bro? That's why it didn't work out.
I just said.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's you're. I'm agreeing with you. I'm agreeing with you. That's why it didn't work out, because to a certain degree, it wasn't specifically about her. It was about the growth,
trauma.
Not the trauma, leaving my trauma.
Trauma.
It was about leaving it, though. Yeah. So you're right. I ain't gonna lie. What you said, something, Sweeney, about the motivation and Bruiser. You also said something that you so right. You so right.
I ain't gonna lie to you, Mr. Look, I appreciate your honesty on that one though, because I've been trying to draw that shit out of you for months.
Hold on. So what Sweeney said is why I got married, and what Bruiser said is why I got divorced. So shout out to y'all. That made a lot of sense.
You gotta make sure you're not running away from your childhood when you're getting into marriage. That's what I would say to young people.
Yeah.
So you're whole and you healed from your childhood. You're not running away. You should be walking into something beautiful instead of running away, trying to get out this situation to get in that situation. So then, Mr. Lego, you're not alone. This is probably why, you don't want to get married at 20 and divorced by 30. So that's why you have to vet and asking that young man what's his motivation. If he say I'm trying to get out the hood, then he's not the right one, because he's not
the right one. Because you're just a pawn that's going to not help him get out the hood, but paint the picture of his success of leaving the hood.
Or his
What you say, Rue?
I said, or his mama basement. Either one.
And some of you motherfuckers is just brittle spirits, man. Y'all got brittle spirits.
Brittle?
Can't stand the test of nothing. Everything ain't trauma in your past. I'm just playing, man. Let me stop bullshit.
You the one said you
I'm just bullshit, man. I was sleepy. Y'all seen that big ass plate I just had.
All right, Sweeney, yeah. Anyhow, man, it was a great conversation, man. A great dialogue today. Hopefully we was able to impact some people's lives in the chat and outside the chat, and maybe even on the panel. Just make sure that when you bring kids into the world, you're now sacrificing your life, because I think we need to spend more time with our children. And yeah, I don't think we're doing a good job with it. I'm still learning each day the sacrifice of, you can't give back your life. You can't go back and try to relive your life once them kids are in this world. So if you ain't have it together, you might as well wait till they get older and then see if you can double back around to try to relive your life. But let's make sure we do more for the kids. That's kids are the future, right?
Yep.
All right. With that being said, great conversation. Make sure we support everybody on the panel. Give everybody a follow. Make sure we support our YouTube channels and check out their IGs and their social handles and see what all the great things they got going on. Hit that like button. Also, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you to the panel and everybody and thanks Shan. I know she popped off. Closet Bite to wake your ass up. Appreciate you and appreciate everybody's transparency as well. So we out.
How to keep me human.